too high or whatever. And I was like, they eventually came back because Billy Strings kicked them all back and were like, yo, if you guys don't walk back to your specific little locations, we can't do this. Like, we have that's our whole thing. Like, we're only able to do this drive-in show if we all respect this. So everybody was like, all right, we'll walk back.
So people got sorry, I was kind of like scatterbrained, but
people
got out of their cars and like just went to the front of the stage.
Yeah. Like, the whole idea was like, you get your parking spot and a little spot next to it, so you could set up camp chairs.
Sure.
And like, but it's like, there's going to be cars in the lot, so it's like you can't necessarily see it that well. Like, you could stand on top of your car and see it.
Yep.
Especially if you have a truck. But people were just moving to the front regardless. And they came back, and then the guys that were next to me, or next to our campsite, were like, this guy's not okay, whatever. And then the guys come back, and they're like, hey, your buddy's like he's like not okay, whatever. Because I was literally just like, had my arms down and my face and my arms on like the edge of the truck. But I was having the time of my life. I just was like, that was where I was at mentally. Like, I was on the top of the world. I just like I didn't need to see like visuals and stuff. And they come back and they're like, you need to check on your friend, whatever. And they're like, Sully, how you doing over there? And I'm like, I am on top of the fucking world, bro. And they were like, see? And he was like, they're all like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They're all freaking out. I'm like, dude, I'm on top. I'm having a blast.
Right. At least they did the right thing, I think, is if you're not.
I mean, they were being nice for sure, but it was just like, like, don't worry. Like, they were like not enjoying the Billy Strings show because they were worried about me. And I was like, guys, I'm good. Don't worry about me. I just, like, there's a lot going on right now in my system.
Yeah.
And like, I just can't like handle seeing like visuals right now.
What venue was that at?
It was literally in a giant open field.
During the day or during the night?
At night, yeah. Okay. And it was 2 nights in a row. And also it was beautiful because we got a campsite near it, and it was right on a lake. And so we were like right on a lake, and so we had all day just like, we were around a fire, we were walking along the lake. It was beautiful.
Yep.
And honestly, the first night I had just brought my hammock. I figured that would be fine because it was warm enough during the day. Yeah, to sleep during the day. And then it was so cold at night. So the first night it was brutal.
No sleeping bag?
No. I think I had a sleeping bag in the hammock, but I was like, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
like when you have the tent, you always forget that it's like the ground provides warmth. Versus when you're hanging there, the warmth is just falling out.
Right.
And so the second night, we come back, and there's the whole thing of the guys being like, your fucking friend is all fucked up. And I'm like, I'm having the time of my life over here, dude. I'm hearing these guitar solos from Billy Strings. I'm on top of the world. I love it. Don't worry about me. We go back. Actually, my favorite shorts of all time is my festival shorts. But there's a great, nice just memory imprinted into my shorts, because then we're back at the campsite. We're building a fire, literally, and there's a giant lake illuminated by the stars, like beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I just fell asleep in my camp chair with a cigarette in my hand. And there's a big old hole right near the penis.
Right in the crotch.
Right in the crotch. And it was about an inch away from some serious damage.
So now you have a burn mark too.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna get rid of those shorts. It's like I need those shorts. They got zipper pockets.
Are they like cargo, or are they like?
They're cargo. They're full cargo. It's like Patagonia cargo, so it's like the material that like water kind of falls off them, and then it's like a zipper down on the like right thigh, and then zippers on either side. So it's like
it's waterproof. Too?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so it's like every festival I go to, that's what I'm wearing pretty much every day. Because it's like I don't have to worry about my phone falling out because it's zipper.
Yep.
And I don't have to worry about, I mean, honestly, if it rains enough, nothing's going to do it. Even if I wear my rain jacket, it wets through. You're going to get wet. But like, at least I can know if I have zipper pockets, if I'm jumping around, dancing, moshing, whatever, I'm not losing it. But now it does have a giant asshole, so I have to wear. If I don't wear underwear, like my penis is visible.
Is it like it doesn't have the fishnets inside where you don't have to wear underwear? I have some Patagonias like that too.
I have some Patagonians like that too, yeah. But
those are nice in the summer.
They're much more. I have some of those too. They're like salmon. I fucking love them.
Breezy.
Dude, it's beautiful.
So nice.
Yeah, no, they are like adventure-y cargo shorts. But they do the fucking job, bro. They are amazing, and they've been through. I mean, like even going from music festival. I mean, every music festival I've gone to, because I got them when I was like 13, and they've still been kicking. I mean, there's holes and paint, and like I did mission trips with those on.
Yeah.
I did fucking, I fucking painted like. I helped build a fucking water filtration system in Mexico with those on.
Nice.
I've also been on like 10 drugs with those on,
Fuck yeah.
And either way, they get the goddamn job.
Dude, you'll have those forever.
I'll have those forever. I thought I lost them for a little bit, and I was terrified.
What you could do is if you wanted to, you can maybe leave the burn mark on the outside but patch it up on the inside.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I mean, honestly, like I just like I had one experience where I did not wear underwear underneath them, and I was called out. Somebody was like, dude, I can like see your penis. And
You're
I was
cheeking,
like,
bro.
shit.
You're cheeking.
It's like shit. Like I could show my ass maybe on like something, but it was like I can like see your dick, and I was like, fuck. That's not really fair to anybody. Like nobody wants to see it.
No one wants to see that at a party.
Yeah, I mean, like I really don't wear them out, but it's like honestly at a festival too. Nobody really gives a shit either. But like something like Alpine Valley where I'm hanging out in the actual town, Elkhorn, whatever beforehand. It's like no, that's if I'm getting a bite to eat somewhere, and it's just like that's probably a bad idea, man.
Yeah. I talking about like the water, like a festival or a show where it's just completely downpouring. I remember Passion Pit played at Summerfest one year, and I waited all day to see them, and they're headlining, and a big storm was coming in, and I had a bunch of plastic Ziploc bags I brought to like sell for $1 to put people's phones in. Mm-hmm. I think I had mine in like 3, and my phone still got wet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like. Made like $30. It was cool.
Dude, that's just good business.
Yeah,
right?
There. My dad was like, I was about to head down on the bus, and because I'm sure you had the buses in Cedarburg.
Oh yeah, right.
Took the bus down. He's like, bring some Ziploc bags. I'll make some money.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely. Yeah, I always. I mean, my dad was super into Summerfest, so I was going there since I was like before I had memories of it.
Yeah.
And but dude, the same thing happened at when I was gonna see Flume at Summerfest, and
I was at that show.
Dude, we had a huge crew. We got there like bright and early in the morning, and it was just it was raining all day.
Yep.
And it was like I was wearing rain gear, whatever, because we knew it was gonna happen. We knew it was gonna rain, and it was like 8 hours later, we're like second row of Flume, and there's stories I could go into about my history with storms, but essentially raining all day, it was fucking torture. It was just like we were there from like 10 a.m. like right at the Summerfest doors to like, and there was delays, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then my mom called me and was like sent me like a screenshot and called me whatever and was like, yo, there's another big storm coming with like lightning and all this shit. And I was like, fuck that. Like I've been waiting all day for this. Like I think I really thought that it was not going to happen. So I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. And of course I leave, and then he ends up going on anyway.
Yeah, dude.
Like, God damn it. Damn. I waited like 8 hours in the rain to just pussy out right at the end. But once I heard that there was lightning involved, I was like, I'm fucking out of here. No fucking
Dude,
way.
that show was sweet. He had or my brother.
I was in a golden era too, a Flume.
Yeah, he just dropped Skins, right?
Yeah. And then, that was so good, dude. I was so.
My brother had waited pretty much the whole day, and I worked till like 7 or something, and I caught a bus, and I got there like maybe during the opener, and it was nice
That's the
because I
thing,
got to
yeah.
squeeze up by everyone.
Right. That's the thing. I think I would have stayed maybe if I had gotten there later in the day, but the fact that just waiting in the rain all day and then
Yeah.
getting like a text from my mom just being like, it's like there's another big storm coming in with lightning. It was like, all right, if that's coming, I do not need to be here anymore.
Right.
Like,
If he's not going on.
yeah, like he'll go on with rain, but if there's lightning, he'll probably cancel. And I should have just fucking stayed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, but I don't know that much of like sitting in the rain for that long is really a fucking testament. Like, if you're at some other music festivals, like Electric Forest or Summer Camp or Blue Ox or whatever, where it's like you can easily move throughout different stages and see music, and then not have to worry about being close to see another artist that you want to see. Like, you can go move and see artists versus like the fucking openers for Flume were like trash. And so it was just like a brutal torture period versus like some other festivals where you're like, I don't need to be like forcing my way and like pushing people away at Summerfest. I mean, the Summerfest crowd is just brutal.
Yeah, the Summerfest crowd is gnarly, and I feel like there's this mindset of like territorialism with Summerfest and the bleachers.
It is
because
dude.
they have the bleachers, because you're waiting all day, which I guess is a good thing to you're not standing all day, but also
I
like,
say get rid of
it prevents dancing. Like,
Yeah.
it's dangerous too, I guess, if you're
And
like
people are
really going
falling
hard.
over.
Yeah, the amount of times I've fallen off a bleacher, but like not
Dude.
bad. But
Yeah,
some
it's
people-
never like too bad, but I feel like definitely get rid of the bleachers. I mean, it's like, I feel like if you look at so many festivals around the world, nobody has fucking bleachers.
Dude, I wonder
all
what
the
it
way
is.
through.
I feel like it's a part like a crowd control kind of thing
I think that
with like people pushing up to the stage.
Yeah.
It definitely prevents that.
And I also think that they have more a larger age range at those stages throughout the night or throughout the entire day itself. And so there's a lot of people that want to sit down
Sure.
at those
right.
shows or at those stages because they're older. They don't want to stand up and party the whole time.
It brings people closer to the stage for sure. Like,
But
it's
also
inviting.
you can have stages that have bleachers and some stages that don't, because it's like, I don't know the last time there's been a whole lineup all day where there's a huge amount of people where they want to sit down for those shows. Like, if it's a Miller, if fucking Steve Aoki is playing, it's gonna be a similar lineup the whole day. So they could just make like Miller Lite Oasis or something like that. Like, they could take the bleachers away, because it really is. It's like, then so many people are pushed up against each other, then it becomes a little hostile, and then people are getting too drunk and falling over, and it's like, versus just having like so many other festivals where people definitely still want to stand out there, be ready for they want to be front row for those shows that they're so excited for. But at so many festivals, they can just sit on the ground, sit on the grass, sit on the concrete.
Right.
They don't need to have the weird back and forth of having the bleachers where it's like people are falling off and then they fall off the bleachers and the people move together really fast, and then it's like, let me back in. It's like, that's really like the worst vibes of festivals I've ever had are at Summerfest. And I've been all over the fucking country with music festivals, and Summerfest is the only place where it's like bad vibes.
Right. I remember being on like the edge of a group, and you're on the bleachers, and there's another dude like next to me who's part of another group, and he's kind of like shouldering me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's weird. Like, it was always a weird experience for me because I was brought to Summerfest my entire life growing up to different types of shows by my dad. And then once the whole like high school, like early high school, even late middle school, but like really early high school of like everyone like, we're going to take the bus, we're going to get all sneak in our water bottles, whatever. It was just like, it destroyed the like amazing image that I had of Summerfest. And when I talked to my dad about this,
Sorry.
no,
I was kidding. I was totally a part of that.
no, and that's the thing is that I like try. I was like I don't want to not be a part of that too. It's fun, but it was like actually so the first time I ever did mushrooms was at Summerfest. Terrible idea, but in my head I was still like. I had seen some of my favorite shows at that point in my life at Summerfest. It was before really I realized how like the high school like vibes of Summerfest were like, it was just like people hooking up,
lots
and
of underage drinking,
and yeah, it was just like that's okay, but like it was gross, it was dirty, it was just fucking like I had a girlfriend at the time. It was like I'm stressing out because I know you're in there and I know that there's fucking 100 dudes that are just like, creaming their jeans, just being there, just being like, I'm going to find some girl that I'm going to hook up with tonight at Summerfest.
Yep.
But at the same time, I knew that Ray LaMontagne was there that the same night as Time Flies.
I don't know who Ray LaMontagne is.
Oh, you know Ray LaMontagne, like trouble, 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 trouble. Maybe
if I heard it, yeah.
You heard it. Ray LaMontagne.
Time Flies was big back in the
by
day.
A woman. Oh my god! All right. We'll get there. I'll get there after. Either way, so he was in his like kind of a trippy like jam band phase. Yeah, and Time Flies was like always at Summerfest.
Time Flies Tuesdays, baby.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, so like I know that a lot of my friends are like not necessarily super into Time Flies. Like nobody is like into Time Flies. You know what I mean? Like they go to Time Flies because it's like where everybody goes.
Right. That was.
But
the
nobody's
thing.
like into Time Flies.
They did a lot of remixes. I think.
It was just like a party thing to go to, which is like fine, whatever. But I knew that it was like, I'm going to take mushrooms and I'm going to go see Ray LaMontagne because he's fucking awesome.
Yep.
And he's in an especially trippy phase that he's doing. And then I'm with a bunch of friends and I had just broken up with my like high school girlfriend and it was so stressful because I took way too much than I should have. And then all my buddies are like totally abandoning me and being like, we want to go hang out with everybody else at Time Flies. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like we're going to see this amazing band that makes amazing music that I've shown you and you've liked it and been like, I'm excited to see this. Mm-hmm. But now that all the people are here, you're like, oh, I want to go to Time Flies.
Sure,
and I'm like, God damn it. So I was like, fuck you guys.
It's high school, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And so, but I'm like, I'm especially like,
right.
like I'm like roasting you, but also like, please like, stay with me. Like I really need somebody to be here. And they all fucking fucked off to Time Flies. And I was like, all right, I'm going to Ray LaMontagne. And honestly, and I broke for a little bit and I was like, fine, I'll go to Time Flies for a little bit. And I was literally there for like 5 minutes. And I mean, it's fine. If you like Time Flies, it's whatever. It's fun. Especially if you're drunk. But I was on fucking mushrooms, and it was like, this is like, ooh, like people were walking by, like like drunk, like couples were like the chick is crying and the guy's like, I'm sorry, and it's like and I'm on mushrooms and I'm like feeling their emotions and I'm like, oh god, and so I immediately like leave and walk right back to fucking Ray LaMontagne, and I'm like just a fucking raining of relaxation and beauty of music. And I'm like, honestly, when I think back on it, like a real moment of being like, I need to fucking go to whatever makes me happy. Like if it's okay if I'm gonna go to a show alone. Like I guess when I think back about it now, it's probably the first concert I went to alone where it was like all the homies were like, I want to go like grind on girls at Time Flies. Like I want to like get really drunk and like maybe like kiss somebody. And it was like, I want to like listen to amazing music. Like that was the whole thing with people with Summerfest, where it was like this concept of Summerfest where it was such a trashy thing. And it was like growing up, it was like, I saw the Beach Boys at Summerfest. I saw fucking even Head in the Heart at Summerfest. Like I used to be a huge Head in the Heart fan. That was an amazing show. I saw Jason Mraz at Summerfest.
Oh, badass,
I used to
man.
love fucking Jason Mraz. I still love him.
Yup,
I'll
yup.
stand by that.
Oh
bro.
yeah, oh yeah. I fuck with Jason Mraz.
Have you listened to his live album? Oh my god, dude! I will
No.
get fucking roasted by everybody who I try to get convinced. But the live album when he has a full fucking brass band, amazing.
Oh, dude, I believe you.
Dude.
That sounds awesome.
It's super good. And but that was the thing, is that my whole life growing up was amazing musical experiences at Summerfest. And then once the like high school, like, ooh, Summerfest, like we're gonna take the bus or we're gonna sneak water bottles in, it was like this Summerfest, like this amazing thing in my head that my dad and I had shared the experience, and my brothers and my mom, whatever. It was just like tainted for a while.
Sure.
And especially having a girlfriend at the time, honestly, where it was like both having a girlfriend and then having her broken up, and then being like super self-conscious. It's like, I know what's going on in the fucking Steve Aoki crowd, or the fucking what's his face that's always there, Nelly.
Nelly,
You know,
dude,
like Nelly's
I saw
always
Nelly
there.
in 8th grade.
Yeah, dude, Nelly's always there. It's always grinding. And
T-Pain,
T-Pain's
yeah. Always there.
And so it was like, I know what's going on, and it was
Yeah.
fucking with my perception of Summerfest. And it's like, enough time has passed now though that it's like I'm if there's an awesome art at Summerfest, that's the fucking beauty of Summerfest. We have an awesome music festival that's in our back door, and it's been super like it's made shitty by that like culture of, and then people looking back on it, that it was a really big part of their life of like fucking around in high school and or middle school, going to some of those really shitty shows, and it's like they book awesome people.
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah, dude.
I mean,
for a
it's
good price too, for a ticket.
Yeah,
you know?
for a day.
So sick.
And like it's so sad, dude. 'Cause it's like I'll talk to my dad about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I used to like, you know, I'd buy a ticket for like, you know, fucking the Eagles or something, some awesome thing." And then he's like, and then I'd get there really earlier in the day, and then they used to have like a jazz stage, and he would just like go, and there'd just be jazz bands and funk bands and brass bands all day. And then once he was done with that, then he'd go wander over to the show he actually paid for, if it was the Marxie or whatever. And it was like, fucking A, like that was the I think the stage that's covered, is that the Miller Lite one?
The one that's covered is the BMO Harris Pavilion, but that
Oh,
that
not
one's
that
newer.
one. Yeah. No, the one that's covered.
It used to be the Potawatomi.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called now. It might be Johnson Controls now, honestly.
Yeah, whatever the one that's like if you're looking at it, it's facing the water. It's not on the other side.
Oh, it's facing the water.
Yeah, like it's
Covered.
It's usually not like where they have any big people. But either way, it's like that apparently used to be like the jazz stage.
Okay.
And it's like that's
Can't think of
so
one, yeah.
fucking cool.
Other
It's
than
like
Potawatomi. Potawatomi's got that whole thing, or the old Potawatomi.
I wish I knew the names. I still go back. I mean, they keep changing the names too.
Yeah.
The sponsors keep changing.
I remember always going to the U.S. Cellular stage.
Yeah.
Man,
Wait,
before it got renovated.
is the U.S. Cellular stage, was that one covered?
No. It's a little bit like if you're front row, you can kind of get caught underneath that.
Okay,
thing, but
okay,
it's,
yeah.
it's, yeah.
But either way, having a blues and jazz stage is just like, I can't believe that used to exist. That's
Right.
fucking awesome.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they really do that anymore. Whereas if there's like Flume playing during the day, I feel like they have like classic rock or something going on. I feel like they don't. They do once it's like 4 or 5 p.m. But before that, like during noon and stuff, it's kind of a whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I get it too. It's like if you're trying to attract the most potential amount of people to a festival like that.
Yeah, especially if
gotta
it's
play the game.
on the main strip.
Yeah.
And if you like are walking by and you're the average day goer, it's like, oh shit, these guys are fun.
Yeah, exactly. And
You know.
the average Joe maybe these days isn't gonna stop and listen if it's like intricate jazz or like a dude really getting into the blues.
Yeah.
But you know the fucking tiki stage?
The
Remember that
tiki
shit?
stage, dude.
Want to hear a funny story about the tiki
Yeah.
stage? I like got in a little bit of trouble there. I forget your name if you ever listen to this. I love you, buddy. But he had an awesome. He played there every year. I think his name is David Rodriguez. or something like that. And he had a song called the Douchebag Song, and it was all about like if you're a douchebag, and it was definitely like his like hit. And I had seen him like growing up, and it was always like, oh, that's super funny, and he'd always end his set with that, and everybody would be laughing and whatever. And I may or may not have been drunk with a friend of mine, and we may or may not have been there because he would do like 3 sets a day or whatever, and we were like, play the fucking douchebag song, like play the douchebag song, and he was like, we'll get to it, and then like we like left and came back, and then even more drunk, and we're like, play the douchebag song, and then we had no idea. He must have gotten a lot more requests, because when we left for a while, because he would do like 2-hour sets of like singer-songwriter shit, and it was always really good. Like he was awesome, but we were drunk assholes, and we came back, and like we hadn't said it in a while. We came back and we were like, play a douchebag song, and he was like, get the fuck out of here, guys. He was like,
man.
wait till the fucking end. He's like, if you guys have ever heard my set before, I always played it at the end. And he's, if you know my song, then you know that. He was like, fucking leave. I don't want to see you guys. And it was like, holy shit, fuck. And then we felt so bad. I felt so bad. And I, dude, honestly, I think about it every time I go to Summerfest, especially when I'm at the Tiki stage. I'm like, oh man, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I definitely was a drunk asshole.
There's a David Rodriguez out there.
Yeah.
Sully apologizes.
I apologize, man.
It's a good song, I guess.
It was a funny song. It was just like, we were definitely being like, oh, play it. And he's like, I'm going to play it. Just like, wait. And then we left and came back, and he was like, fucking, bah. He freaked out, and it was like, oh my God. Dude. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was like, I thought we were just having fun, whatever.
This one time when I was 17, I went into Summerfest, and I was going to see Fits in the Tantrums that night. And 1021 would always do those like Twitter kind of contests where you can like meet them backstage.
Yeah.
And so I came and I showed up with like a bottle of vodka and a water bottle, as we do.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 7 p.m. Like sun was still up, and they were headlining, so they were like, all right, around this time, like meet backstage. And I met up with my buddy Ryan, and so started getting in line behind the stage, and I was in line, and I had this water bottle out, and this red shirt came up to me, and he's like, hey, what's in the water bottle? And I was like, oh, it's just water. And he just grabs it, and he sniffs it, and he's like, nope, no, this is not good. It's not good. He like grabs me, brings me like backstage, like to where we were like in line for.
Yeah.
And we were waiting there, and like the 1021 like background like for the picture was like all set up where like the meet and greet was. And I was like, he was just talking to me. He's like, so how old are you? And I was like, 17, sir. And I was like super polite, just kissing ass, because I was like shaking, dude. I was like,
that's the way to go,
I'm
too.
I'm fucked. And he's like, this is not good. He's not good. But honestly, you're not being a dick to me, and you don't seem that fucked up. So just gonna let you go, but never fucking do this again. Blah blah blah. And then I got back in line, met Fits in the Tantrums. And it was sweet. Yeah, it was sweet. He just took my water bottle, and I was just shooken up. Like, it was whatever. And then 1021 like posted all the pictures that they took for the meet and greets, and I was just like shaking the whole time. I was like, fuck. I was like, my parents would have found out and all this shit. And then on the Facebook page, my picture with Ryan was the only picture that they didn't post.
Oh,
I was like, come on, because they like were all there, and they saw me like getting in trouble, and like the DJs were all there, and I was like, oh, dude, they probably like know me now.
I mean, dude, one day they're gonna fucking remember you though. Yeah, when you're on a different fucking plane. That's gonna be funny.
I was like, whatever, but that was funny. Never got caught though at Summerfest.
Me neither, dude. I never really got in real trouble.
Did you see Chainsmokers when they were there?
I did not.
Who else did you see there? Because I probably was at some similar concerts. I handful.
I really did not go to a lot of the but all the fucking high schoolers and shit were going to. I was really I was pretty much a fucking pretentious asshole and being like, fuck you guys for going. I was,
Yeah.
honestly, all throughout high school.
Like even before though, because I would go when I was pretty young.
Yeah. So like I saw honestly, even recently I saw the fucking, that fucking funk band. It's going to kill me. Well, whatever. A funk band that I love, that does, I have a really fucking bad memory.
Oh, it's okay.
But what are some other ones that I've been
Like
to?
I would always go to the 1021 stage or the U.S. Cellular stage, like Anne Berlin, Switchfoot, fucking Talking Trees, or not Talking Trees. Who's? And it started with a whisper. Neon Trees.
Oh my god,
Saw
that's so
them.
wild. I forgot about that song.
Saw Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I saw. I saw the Revivalists recently. That was more. Not like.
Did you go this
recently.
last year, Summerfest?
Not the Revivalists, but I did this last year is where I saw that fucking funk band, a really classic funk band.
311? Oh, they're not. They're not funk. They're like. Sorry, I was thinking.
It was like a bunch of super old men that were like wearing like very sparkly gear. It was fucking awesome. Like,
oh, dude.
Oh, the Ohio Players.
Okay.
And so
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Oh my god, they were fucking amazing. It was really just like a bunch of like 7-year-old dudes that like were wearing like, just living out their glory days one last time.
Fuck yeah.
And like just fully like sparkling from head to toe. And it was like, fuck yeah, I love you guys. Like this is exactly what I wanted to see. Honestly, unrelated, but on Summerfest grounds, I just recently saw Tenacious D.
No way.
I don't know if you're a Tenacious D fan at all.
Dude, I gotta see that fucking movie.
Oh, yes, you do. You have to.
I've
see
never
that
seen
movie.
it. What's it called again?
The Pick of Destiny.
Yes.
Dude, I could talk to you all day about Tenacious
Yeah,
D.
man. I gotta see that movie. My girlfriend really likes Tenacious D. Or
Yes,
like the
dude.
classics by them.
Oh, then you found a keeper.
Isn't
dude.
there
Are you
a
kidding
song
me?
that's like, I wanna fuck you or
Fuck
something?
You Gently?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, I could literally...
That song is so funny.
That's off their first album, and I could literally, like, write down the lyrics of, like, every single song off that first album. Like,
Oh, fuck
I don't know why it resonated with me so much, but it also was, like, my number one artist on my rap this year.
Whoa, dude.
But like, that's mostly because, and so many people were like, I saw him this year again at the BMO Harris Pavilion on the Summerfest grounds.
What do you think of that venue?
I like it, but I also am like for like Tenacious D, there was like this like back and forth of like the potential of a storm, and it was like I'd rather just you guys play an indoor venue so I know that I can see you guys for sure, like despite the weather. I love the outdoor venue, and it did work out, and honestly
It is covered though.
it's covered, but if
Yeah.
there's lightning, and then there's lightning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if there's lightning, then they'll cancel it regardless. But it was like there was some thunderstorms with like scattered lightning, whatever, and it was like, okay, once that was established that there was a potential for lightning, it was like, man, I wish you guys would have just played like any indoor venues, because if we end up missing this, it's gonna suck.
Right.
Especially for a band like Tenacious D, where it's like Jack Black is busy, like he's
Right.
not he's not coming back for like a makeup show
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
And he did play it, and it was fucking amazing, and I loved them.
Yeah.
But it's funny because a lot of I had a several amount of people who were like, "How the fuck did Tenacious D be your main listen to song?" And it's because I've been playing shows that are. But when I was working at Cream City Music in Brookfield, I worked the weekends, and I worked at 9 a.m. And so I'd go play shows in Indiana or Illinois or whatever. And especially with electronic shows, it would be ending around 2, 3, 4 a.m. And then I would drink and do whatever I was going to do, and then stop at a certain point, I would at least give myself 2, 3 hours to sober up. Then I'd be tired by then. And so I'd have to drive home like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. And my go-to was Tenacious D albums on the way home because and then, I'd always convince people to come with me and be like, come on, I can take you backstage. We'll have a bunch of fun. You'll get free drinks, whatever. And then like, I'm driving home after I'm like, I've been sober for like an hour now and I'm like tired and like, I can't do anything more because I have to drive home. I'm prescribed Adderall, but like if I take more Adderall, I'm not going to be able to get to sleep when I get home. And so I'd drive home and blast Tenacious D albums, which I knew all the lyrics to. And so I'd be driving, screaming the lyrics on the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
And that's 100% why Tenacious D is my number one artist.
Fuck yeah.
Because I'm like, I need to stay awake and alert on my songs. I'm like, Tenacious D, yeah, you motherfucking go. Fuck yeah. And I'm like fucking driving.
Keeping you going.
Oh my God, dude. It was the lifeblood.
Wait, so you've been doing shows in like Illinois and Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's fucking sick. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a fucking lot of fun. It's just like,
how often are you doing those?
This end of this year, I've been slowing down in general because I've just been like, I need to fucking like, essentially like I never play the same set as of now unless I'm on tour. Once I'm like I've been on tour one time, and when I'm on tour, I'll play the same set over and over again, and like I can't wait until I do that again because it's fucking exhausting playing or coming up with different sets every time in Milwaukee. So it's like I don't want people to think like I'm going to go see the same electronic set again, especially with the lack of electronic appreciation in Milwaukee. And the idea of like so many, I mean, and it's understandable. There's so many people in Milwaukee that, see certain DJ collectives or whatever, and they think, it's a DJ collective. They're not necessarily releasing new music. They're not necessarily creating new sets every time and curating it and practicing it. A lot of the DJs are just have a huge library of music and then they go out and do their sets. And versus something that I do, I'm practicing it relentlessly before I'm going out. There's originals, there's some not originals, there's guitar involved, there's all this stuff. I'm making edits, very, very specific planned things. But since when I'm playing so many shows in Milwaukee, it's fucking exhausting because it's like I'm trying to create new stuff every time, so that there's a reason to come again, versus going on tour. And so like, I'm probably I'm like I haven't like officially announced it yet, but I'm gonna tour next year, in the fall, and it's like that's what I hope to do always instead of popping around all the time, because it's like then I'll have this hour and a half like super planned out like thing that I'll have practiced where there's going to be guitar parts, there's going to be live edits, there's going to be like friends who are going to be like friends who are trumpet and saxophone players and are come join me for songs and shit like that, where I can not have to worry about creating these new sets every time, because it's like I'm just doing that because I want the Milwaukee people to keep coming back and not feel like they're seeing the same thing. And sometimes when I go to some of the electronic sets that are consistent in Milwaukee, it's techno, it's fast and it's crazy and it's fun. But I offer something different, and I want that to stay fresh.
Okay. And
by being very careful about which shows I agree to play or what I do, I feel like I'm trying to do my best to continue to create that very specific, like when you see a Celestial show, it's going to be special. It's not going to be anything you haven't seen it before. I've still like the only sets I've ever repeated have been a tour set, and you wouldn't have seen that twice because I would have been in a different city, unless you're fucking shout out River or like fucking people who vended like art and stuff who saw the same set like 10 fucking times, and they're OGs for fucking sticking.
How long are your
that.
sets?
For tour, it's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then like if I'm hosting the show, an hour and a half. and then if I'm on a lineup, I'll do an hour. Honestly, it depends on who I'm doing it for, what kind of lineup I'm part of, and it really just goes all over the place. It's like, it's a wild thing, and it's a very misconstrued thing, and I get it, because it's like my mom, like, and my dad, like they'll ask me, like, what am I supposed to describe to you, to like when people ask me what you do, and I'm like, that's a good question, because it's like there's such a, when people think of DJ, they think of a wedding DJ or somebody that they can shout requests at, or especially now there's the whole thing of people like showing their phone with a request, and it's like that there is a lot of DJs who do that, and so it's like, I guess I try to go towards, like, I guess, DJ producer, because it's like the DJ part of it is just how I perform it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think like being warped in as a DJ kind of puts you in a certain category that you
I'm not a big fan of.
Don't subscribe to necessarily?
Yeah.
Because, man, I saw 2 sets of yours. One was at your house end of September, and then the other one was after Yellow Weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And like both times, like I was kind of bouncing around. Like I haven't like seen like a whole set, I feel, because I think I came like halfway for your house thing kind of thing. But like from seeing your and talking with Mike too, like you have your guitar and like you play a really funky set with a whole different sound. I feel like you don't have to say DJ.
Yeah, it's just like, but then people see the board, the DJ board, and then they're like, I don't know what I'm seeing here, and that's fair.
Well, when you look at like Flume is a good example, because I know Flume. I don't listen to a ton of electronic music, but like I don't think him as a DJ, but he's got his shit. So it's like he's got a bunch of shit.
Right. So you could say like electronic producer is like a more accurate thing, but it's like then I'm using the same equipment, so people it's not anything against the average Joe. It's like they see a DJ at an event or whatever playing music as a background for an event, and it's like, okay, well that's a DJ, and then I'm using that to the same equipment to do what I do, but my what I do is so different, and then I use guitar or whatever. But in the meantime, I mean, hopefully one day I'll just have the money to do what I do on different types of equipment, and then I wouldn't even have the DJ board at all.
Right.
But in the meantime, that's what works, and it is confusing for people. But then I feel like when people do come and see the whole set, they're like, "This isn't what I thought it would be. This isn't a DJ set. It's not what you see at Quarters or at a 3-4 hour set at High Dive of house music. It's an extremely meticulously planned out hour to an hour and a half set where it's like, I'm there's tens, it's like, it's around 50 to 100 hours of practice before I'm going to play a set to somebody. And that's including guitar and transformations and whatever, and then a lot of original music as well. And I think that's also just a confusing thing too, is that people hear me, that it's not normal for a DJ to necessarily play original music, and then also you're playing continuous mix of music. Some of it's not original, some of it is, and they're like, well, how am I supposed to know unless I announce it? How are they supposed to know I'm going to be doing, that I just played like 5 originals in a row? They're not going to know because I'm not announcing it. And I try to sometimes, but like I just played the Miramar, and it was like I wanted so badly to like announce like, hey, this is my song Funkin' MKE. But the way I had my set planned out, this transitions were too fast that I didn't have a chance to like, I didn't have an opportunity to pick the mic up and say, hey, this is my new song, Funkin' MKE.
Did you play all originals during that set? That show looks sick, by the way. That was sweet. That was sold out, right?
It was.
Fuck yeah.
That was a fucking like
Yeah.
total full circle moment. Like I had been going there since I was 14.
Yeah,
like
man.
seeing like Sun Squad, because I was showing you earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I saw them when I was like 14 there, which is fucking insane. So it was definitely like you know, like even like some friends when I played Cactus Club, like I had some friends that were like, you know, are you so excited to like play Cactus Club because like so many of your like heroes have played Cactus Club? And I'm like, Cactus Club is awesome and it's super cool, but like it's not that's not where I connect with it. But somewhere like the Miramar was like, yeah, that is like my favorite artists have played here. Like all of my favorite artists who are now headlining festivals have played the Miramar at some point. And that was fucking nuts. And it's like,
So did you play all originals?
no,
or-
it was
oh,
not
okay.
all originals. No, it was not all
Gotcha.
originals. It's like I want to do all originals, but unfortunately, not unfortunately. I guess it becomes hard because I can't release music as fast as I'm making it because I don't have the money to afford mixing and mastering professionally. So I'm not doing that like essentially I went to audio school and it's awesome, but I can't it's either like $100 an hour to go to a studio to do it, or I could pay somebody $100 to like essentially I have a person, his name is Saya, he's an amazing artist based out of Indiana, and he has access to studio and studio equipment without pay, so I pay him to do those things for me. And it's only every couple months that I have $100 to get that mastered, and then another $100 to get the artwork made, and then another $100 to get the fucking promo made,
You
whatever.
gotta spend $100 on the artwork.
Um,
Ah, come on.
I have pretty much, besides the last time, and I owe somebody some money.
I feel the artwork, man. You don't gotta spend a lot of shit on the artwork. You could put
I
a
want to
blank.
talk about something that I shouldn't.
Yeah,
Somebody took a picture, essentially, for my last single,
yeah, Funkin'.
We're gonna MKE, and they weren't even there shooting. They took somebody else's camera and took a picture, and then I was being polite and was like, "Can I use this picture?" And they were like, "Yeah, for like $100 you can use it." And I was like,
They said
I don't even pay $100 for people to shoot my shows sometimes. Like, and if I do, then I at least have permission to use it.
It's
But
like a picture of you, dude.
It's a picture of me. Like I'll pay if I was like I'll pay somebody to do like animation for like $150.
Sure.
Like, and like this is fucking stirring the pot, but like it bothered me. Like you know the like, so there was this fucking artist, and I want to give him a fucking big shout out, Eric Halvey. He was fucking nominated for the best photographer for Shepherd Express this year. And for my Miramar show, that was like a huge moment for me. And especially I was going to be opening for Sodown, who was a huge fucking inspiration. I've really been a fan since I was like 13, 14. And I was trying to find an artist, but I've been so broke lately that I was like, I need to find a fucking photographer, but it needs to be cheap. And that sucks. And the quality might drop, whatever, that's okay. But also, it is a big moment, so I want it to be somebody really good. Whatever. Gotta make compromises, blah, blah, blah. But I put it on my story on Instagram that I need a photographer for the Miramar. And he hits me up, and I'm like, dude, I would have hit you up, but like, I can't afford you, dude. You're too good. And he was like, all right, I'll do it for like $50 less than I normally do. And I'm like, dude, I can't, I don't even have that amount of money to my name. And he was like, fuck it, I'll do it for free. He's like, because I played a show for the Experience Milwaukee podcast, fucking dope guys. They did a Milwaukee event at Indeed Brewing, and Eric Halvey was the photographer for the whole event. He saw my set, loved it, and was like, I'm gonna fucking stand by the shit you do. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll see you around. And then this came around, and he was like, I was like, yeah, I really need somebody. And he was like, I have a little bit of time that night. If your set is only like an hour, I'll do it. He was like, I'll do it for free instead of like, you know, whatever the other hundreds of was. And I was like, okay, how about I give you at least fucking $50? Like that was kind of like where my budget was. Like,
Sure.
I had like maybe $200 to my name, need to still pay rent. I had $50, and I was like, I'm not gonna let you do it for free because you're fucking amazing. Gave him $50. He did that shit and fucking killed it. Like, gave me videos, edited pictures, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for $50. And so it's like, looking back at that picture thing, like, I'm still gonna give that art, that photographer who took that, I'm still one day gonna give her that money, because I also had the money, and then I was like, hey, I'm gonna, like, we were gonna meet up and I was gonna give it to her, because I've been only working jobs where it's been cash, because I've been working landscaping and shit. So I was like, I'm gonna give you that money. And then she never came, and then it was like, wow, all complicated, whatever. And it's like, I'm gonna fucking pay her that money. But it was like, that person who won an award was willing to do it for free, and took hundreds of pictures of me, edited hundreds of pictures of me, edited videos for hundreds of videos. And it was just like, even like house shows, tour, or whatever, I never paid that amount of money for somebody who literally wasn't there to take a picture. They took somebody else's camera and took the picture, and it just happened to be in the right place at the right time. It wasn't their camera. They weren't hired. I was just being polite by asking, and then they were like $100, and I was like, fuck.
That's crazy, man. Every time I have seen someone take a dope video or a picture at a show, and I'm like, hey, can you send this over? They're like, yeah, for sure. And I'm like,
exactly. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, tag you, and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm like, what? I've never heard of that before.
Like, I was asking for permission, just like to be really safe, like, you know.
Right? Yeah. I always like, I don't want to
like,
be the guy that's like, oh, they took my photo and didn't even like ask or tag me. Like, nah.
But I didn't think they'd ask for more than I, you know, pay people to shoot an entire show.
That's interesting.
And it's like, and I've paid people $150 to shoot a show, but they shoot the entire show. They do, and they do a video recap of it.
Like one picture unedited.
What? And then Bridger, I paid him to actually edit the photo and do all the all the fucking like lettering and stuff on the photo that I used as it. Yeah. And I paid him, and he was fucking, I mean, Bridger's the fucking best.
Fucking man.
Love him.
Shout out Bridger.
Shout out Bridger, dude. Love you, buddy.
We were skateboarding yesterday.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
I forgot to tell him I was talking with you. I didn't even know you guys really knew each other
dude,
like
fuck
that.
Yeah. And he also did he made the edit for the Spotify Canvas thing.
Oh, badass. Yeah.
And so again, and that was like I paid him, I feel like it was a fair amount. And then she was like, this person was like, I want like $75 to $100 just for that picture. And it was like, bro, like, I don't want to be a dick. Like, I know it's worth something, but it was like, dude, like, I'm like broke, man. Like, and I've had a lot of people do different.
Help a person out, like, I know. I mean,
and also like I've had a lot of my cover art has been like painters and animators and stuff.
Sure, and I was gonna say that too.
Them
like if
$100 to $200.
Yeah,
and that's fair, but it's like $75 isn't that far off from some of the things I've paid people that I've spent 10, 20 hours working on what I've paid them to do.
Right.
And you were just in the right place at the right time. And I was being polite.
Yeah. And if you got like a certain image that you want to, like certain style of like album artwork or single artwork that you want to put out, like by any means, $100, like if that's what you want to do. But like, man, you can whip something up pretty pretty cheap at this point, you know. It's like,
that's the thing. I'll pay an animator and all that shit. 'Cause
It's
like
not
they're
gonna
really
it's not gonna
working.
make or break the music, you know.
Right, and those animators are really working their asses off to make, like for like my song like Throw In, or like Humongous Waves or whatever. Like they took I paid them not that crazy much more, which is what we agreed on, and
Nice.
they took they took the cover that we worked together on editing and whatever, and made it into a movement for the Spotify Canvas thing as well. And we were both very happy with what we paid each other, whatever, walking away. And it was just like, that thing was like, holy shit, dude. I thought it would be like the first time I'm using just a picture, like, would be like the easiest time. And now it's like fucking ways. I'm fucking waking up and I'm like, fuck, I still owe her like fucking money.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody is like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
I think there's a lot of resources, especially with UWM being right there. So many photographers and so many people that are just trying to get involved in so many ways. There's so many people, and I could give you some names too of some photographers that are just like looking to fucking shoot, man.
Yeah,
and like
that's what I did. Fucking Shots by Shaw. Jack, he did my last house show. He shot it. And it was like, he was super pumped to have the opportunity, and like I paid him very well, and he fucking killed it. It was awesome. Like I asked, I was like, Bridger, can you do it? And he was like, nah, like I'm too busy. And then he recommended somebody, and they were like, nah, I'm too busy. And then they recommended this other person who was like really starting out, and he was like, I'll do it. And I was like, fuck yeah, man, do it.
Yeah.
And he had a fucking blast, and it was like, that's awesome. Like that's fucking super cool and he had a super fun time. And then like after the show was over, we're all fucking like he's young, but like he was like fucking partying with us and stuff. And I was like, hell yeah, man. Like, have a good time with us, man.
Like, yeah, make the most of it.
He literally was like, he was, I mean, it was that show was like, we're going to have to like readjust our house.
Yeah, like, man, dude, that show was so fun.
Dude, like,
your house is so cool, dude. I could not get over it.
It's very cool.
River was telling me the floor is kind of like concaved a little bit.
Allegedly. So like the next show I'm going to do there is going to be a house music show. And we're gonna do it boiler room style instead. Oh, so I'm gonna be right in the middle, so everybody surrounds it. So hopefully the weight will be more distributed.
Sure.
Because
dude,
that was definitely a problem, dude. So many people came up to me and River afterwards and were like, "Dude, I could like feel the fucking floor, like dipping."
Right.
And like may or may not allegedly. If you walked like through where we have the crowd, like normally you could like may or may not feel like as you're walking down, you could like feel like a dip as you're like you're going down and then up when you're walking across it.
Depends on how sober you are.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, the house is so cool, man.
It's
like the conversation pit.
I mean, dude, fucking Mike is shooting his next film there.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Mm-hmm. I hate you. I hate you.
I hate you. I hate you. Yeah, dude. It's fucking. They're coming over tomorrow.
And shit. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they're shooting it at our house. I mean, it's very, very cool. But it was like that. We had always had those house shows be free, so it was just like I just want people to fucking come and have fun.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. And then it had been so successful every time we had done it. It was like, all right, might as well fucking charge. And then I charged, but we didn't have a capacity on it. And then like we did the math, and it was like between like 120 and 140 people in our house.
Oh, easy.
And it's like, that's like too much. Like not like, I mean, not like I want that many people, but like, it's an old place, not necessarily meant for 120 to 140 people packed in there. And then, I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, I'm like, yeah, the people are coming up to me talking about like how it's like dipping, and she's like, dude, you could like kill people, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you're right.
that would
Like
be
if the fucking
really
floor collapsed, it's
bad.
like I'd be paying that off the rest of my life.
Really bad.
So instead, we're gonna do a boiler room style set. So the weight will
Badass.
the weight will be distributed, and people can fucking just come up right up to me instead. I mean,
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting. Of like doing a set where people can, be right up against me. But I mean, if fucking Catronata can do it, then
Oh yeah.
anybody can do it.
It is interesting that, like, I want to hope like that people would understand the etiquette of that too. You know.
There's definitely
I
like,
want to hope I have faith in like the scene to
Yeah.
not fuck it up.
yeah. I mean,
It'd be chill.
it's like even like at so many of the most famous like in Catronata or a lot of boiler room sets, it's like somebody like bumps something and stops it, whatever. But it's like that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And like honestly, when I do it, it's probably gonna be sometime in late January, and like I kind of want to record it and like
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you should
and
record
have it
that.
like visually
Yeah.
recorded too. But it's like I don't know where like I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do that. I don't have a lot of money. It's just like I could maybe convince somebody to be willing to front it, 'cause it's like we made Sodom on them. Like when I did that last house show, we made, I mean, like we were able to figure out how many people came based off of how much money was
You
paid.
paid like $10.
Yeah, I mean it was $5 a person, and also we had a lot of people who were like friends or whatever who didn't pay, so it was like at the very least it was 120 to 140, and that's the amount I want for a fucking crazy ass boiler room style set. But there's gonna have to be some type of, I'm gonna hire people to do at least be security or whatever, and what like, but it's like fucking that's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Whatever, let's do it. Like that would be such a fun thing to look back on, even if like,
Oh yeah. Dude.
10 years from now I'm fucking insurance agent in fucking Albuquerque. Like that would be a fucking awesome memory to look back on, of like
Right.
just like putting the money into having a boiler room style set not only happen, because it'll be easy to happen. I have all the equipment to do it, but as far as recording it, that'll be a different thing. And like
Yeah.
when I did that set the last time I did it at my house, like that literally like helped me pay rent. Like that was
Sure,
like
right.
almost like a fun, I mean, without anybody knowing it, was partially a fundraiser for like helping me pay rent, and it did.
Gotcha.
It was
Yeah.
huge.
I feel like if you can think of other ways to pay people. If it's like a one night thing, like hire a few college kids to like just drink free the whole night and
Yeah.
watch the door, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
People would be more than down.
I mean, that was our first time we ever did a house show. It was like, we were like we just wanted people to be through the doors. So it was
Yeah.
like free beer all night. So we got a keg.
Sure, right.
And it was free admission, and it was like we had like 21 plus on the poster, but it was like nobody's checking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
allegedly, and but like it was a fucking hit. You know the rapper Dad?
No.
He's a Milwaukee rapper. Shout out Dad, but
No.
he's I'll have to show you him after. But somebody I listened to when I was like growing up, like in middle school, like some of my middle school buddies somehow knew him or like knew his music, and he was a Milwaukee rapper, and I was always like fucking such a like I need Dad to like come see some shit or whatever. And we literally have been living in our place in Milwaukee like 2 weeks before we throw this first house show, and the first person to show up is fucking Dad.
Holy shit.
And he comes, and he's just like, he's like, hello. And I'm like in my room, like still getting shit ready. And he's like, is anybody here? And I like come down, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, it's Dad.
What?
And he's like,
Shows
yo,
up.
what's up? And I'm
Was
like,
he playing that night or
No.
before?
He like,
He just got invited?
I messaged him. I didn't
Yeah.
think he would actually come.
Oh my God.
And he came, and I mean, now he literally travels around the whole country. He's a fucking badass. I love him. But he fucking came, and I was like, again, a thing of like being in Chicago versus Milwaukee, where it was like I had just moved from Chicago to Milwaukee and like had my doubts, whatever, but like things kept re-encouraging me about that it was the right choice to be in Milwaukee. And like I was saying earlier, like fucking walking around and like people on the street just being like, hey, have a good night. And I was like, you guys too. And like if you did that in Chicago, people would be like, why the fuck are you talking to me?
Yeah.
And then like that happening, and then like I throw our first house show. Like, I mean, I threw a house show in Chicago one time, but that was only because I was starting my tour off at a certain venue, and the venue literally got permanently shut down the day of.
Yeah, dude.
And that was the start of my tour, my first tour. They literally the people before were selling alcohol at the venue, and it was not a venue that sold alcohol. And so the cops came and shut them down.
Yeah.
And we had like $400 put down for the venue. So I had to go get it and then like distribute the money to all the people who put the money down on it. And then it was like, I guess we'll do it at our house. We'll just do a house show at our like fucking mini place. And it went fine, but it was just like, God damn it. And then we do it fucking the first time in Milwaukee, and it's packed. And even before it's packed, fucking Dad shows up, dude. It was like, dude, fucking praise Dad. I love you, dude.
Fuck yeah.
And now he's fucking in like Miami somewhere chilling.
Never
I hope
heard
you hear
of
this.
him. That's interesting.
Dude,
was he kind of in like like what scene was he in, or like what years was he in? Is he older? Or is
he's older, yeah.
Okay.
He's probably like upper 30s maybe.
Okay.
But he's been like a Milwaukee rapper for a long time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Badass. Do you want another beer?
I don't know, beer, yeah.
I'm gonna take a leak.
I have a great story for you too about this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a dream I had about it.
Yeah. Okay. What was your dream about the podcast?
So like 2 weeks ago. Cheers. Already, we had planned it, and so I had this dream that I was about to do the podcast, and I had poop in the dream, and the bathroom for some reason wasn't working, and Parker was like, I'll fix it. And I was like, okay. And I remember I was like in the dream, like pacing around, and I was like, fuck, dude, like I really need to poop. And then at some point I was like, dude, like it needs to happen. And so I went to the bathroom, and Parker was like, don't fucking shit in the toilet. Like it's not working. And so I shit in the sink. This is a real dream I had, dude. And then I'm like so embarrassed about it, and and then in my dream, like 6 other people lived in Parker's house, and so like immediately once I like pooped in the sink, everybody was like knocking on the door, like, we need to get in there and shower or whatever. And I was like, fuck, like this is fucking shitty. And then so I just like that I was able to like it flushed down the sink. It was all good. And then I was like, it's not over. And then I shit in the sink, or I shit in the toilet that was still non-functional. And I was like, hey, I remember literally in the dream, this is so clear. I was like, I shit in the sink, like it went down, but like I walked a little bit more. I'm gonna need to use the toilet. And like in my dream, Parker's like in the background, like, don't use the toilet. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I need to. And
don't use the fucking toilet, dude.
Yeah, and then like the like in my mind, whoever the like 5-6 other people are all banging on the door, like, don't shit in the toilet. And I did, and then I was so embarrassed. I remember like in the dream, I'm like sticking my hand down the toilet, like pushing it like down. And then I woke up and I was like, man, am I like nervous to this podcast? And I was like, no, I've done like a ton of podcasts before. And then like a couple more seconds went by when I woke up, and I was like, oh man, I just like need to have like crazy diarrhea.
Yeah.
I was like, my sleeping body was just like, dude, go shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just get it out.
I needed to tell you that at
Sounds
some point.
stressful. Like
It was very
stress
stressful.
dream.
Like I literally was like shoving my hand down the toilet thing, being like, "Fuck!" Now all the roommates were like, and it was mostly girls too. In my dream, it was
Get
just
the
being
fuck
like,
out, you fucking
"Yeah,
bastards.
dude, you need to we need to shower or whatever." And I'm like shitting my brains out and like sticking my hand down the toilet, like shoving my poop down.
How'd you get the poop down the sink? That's what I'm thinking of.
Apparently, in my dream, that went real well. That was an easy that was an easy fix in my dream. It
Do
just
you
went
have
right
vivid
down.
dreams quite often?
Lately I have, because I've been drinking and smoking less. And like 2 weeks ago I had the flu, and so I was like literally having fever dreams. So that was literally a fever dream.
Oh yeah, sure. Massive diarrhea.
Yeah, like it was like you think about having, fever dreams. That was literally a fever dream of like shitting, and then I woke up and was like, oh my God, I need to have diarrhea. Like I was like, man, like I've done so many fucking. Cause I've been doing a lot of podcasts in the last year, and like I love doing them. It's super fun.
Yeah,
And
you're
so-
good at them, man.
Thank you.
Fucking good.
You're
Chilling.
fucking.
We're
I'm
chilling.
glad you
We're having
had
fun,
me.
man.
I fucking have a great time doing it every time.
Yeah.
And then it was like, man, am I nervous? And it was like, oh my God, I think I just like need to have like a ton of diarrhea. And apparently, like I
Let it
think
out.
that like I'm just like afraid that I'm gonna have like diarrhea at Parker's house
During the podcast. It'd be awful.
during the podcast.
Dude,
And like,
did you get sick right after Thanksgiving?
yes,
Exactly the same time I got sick and a few other people.
Dude.
I don't know what it was.
not to be
Something.
not to be political, but like if you haven't gotten your flu shot, please get your flu shot, dude. I swear to God, I got the flu. It sucked. Like I've got my flu shot every year leading up to this. This is the 1 year I didn't get it. And I got the flu, and holy shit, that sucks, dude. Like it was like
Fucking gnarly.
fucking torture, dude. Like
Yikes.
I lost weight, like I lost like fucking 25 pounds. Like it's
25 pounds?
Yeah,
dude.
dude. So I couldn't eat
It's a lot of
anything.
diarrhea.
It's a lot of diarrhea, dude. It's a lot of diarrhea. I mean, because I fucking couldn't eat anything solid because it hurt too much to swallow.
Sure.
And like,
Oh
dude,
my God, dude. I got to get my flu shot.
dude, I highly
So
recommend
I was sick,
it.
but it was like a cold. It was just like congestion, like a motherfucker, just like a haze over me.
Yeah, dude,
Nothing
and,
like
like-
the flu, though. I hate the flu.
And like earlier in the year, I got a sinus infection, and like I was on antibiotics and shit, and like that sucked. And it was like, yeah, this is, and that ended up turning into an ear infection. And it was like, this sucks, man. Whatever. And like, and it was a bummer, I didn't work for a little bit, but then it was like, compared to the fucking flu, it was like, oh my God, dude. Like I was like it was hard to like walk. Like it
Wrecked.
was so like I would cough and I would like have to like sit down after I'd coughed because it was so intense. And then I also got fucking up to like 104 fucking
Holy
temperature,
shit, man.
and it was like I'm like looking it up on my mom is a nurse. Like I'm very, like my whole family is like in the medical community, so I'm very grateful for that. But it was just like you get to a certain point with the temperature where it's like it can be damaging, but when it gets that high, even if you go to the hospital, there's nothing they can do about it. Like it really is like the only thing you can do about fevers is like a cold washcloth and ibuprofen.
Interesting.
Like there's really like a hospital can't do much about it at that point. And honestly, one of the worst things was my ears ringing all the time, and I was like, "Fuck, I have fucking tinnitus now." Like,
God,
I'm permanently fucked on my ears because and I was like, "That's fucked." Like that's gonna fucking bother me for the rest of my life, and it didn't. Now my ears are fine, but it was like, it hurt to watch, like everything hurts. It was like it hurt to see shit. Hurt to hear shit. And so it was like I had to just sit there in silence, and then it would be the ringing, and then I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna hear ringing for the rest of my life. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm fucked. Like
Fuck,
like
man.
I put so much time into wearing earplugs at certain shows
Sure,
or whatever,
right.
and like
Yep.
now the fucking flu is gonna get me. Like God
Right,
damn it. I could have just
right.
been fucking raw dogging it.
Does
at
that
every
happen
show.
where you can just get the flu and you just like lose your hearing? Like,
I don't think so.
oh, okay.
I think it happens while you have the flu.
I feel like while you're having, you're like, fuck, I'm never gonna get healthy again.
right, yeah. Like it was a symptom, but like I don't think it's like necessarily something that will last for the rest of your life.
Dude, I haven't had it in a while, but today at work, I was just like, hearing a lot of white noise, and then it just cuts out. It's like, whoa, whoa. You know, like your eardrum just like kind of pops a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's like
That's weird. I have that too.
like
That's
a tiny bit of ringing. It's like,
I wish
whoa.
I fucking knew the explanation to that, because I fucking spent a lot of money to learn about hearing, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit like that that's like, I don't know,
Oh,
like
okay.
a lot of shit where it's like your ears like are like they're doing things that it's like a very subconscious primal thing where, like, for some reason your ears ringing when your fever is really high, for some reason your body think that that's somehow gonna help it. And it's just, in reality, it's your body just fucking freaking out.
Yeah.
And I had and then, you know, if it's like when the things where it like pops and then just goes weird silent.
And I feel like I didn't realize the white noise I was hearing until it just like went silent.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's like not like, I mean, I'm not a fucking audiologist, but I definitely went to school for a lot of it. And there's not a lot of fucking information on sometimes when that things happen. It's a lot of times it's because you're exposing yourself to a lot of loud music. And
Could be stress. I feel like a lot of shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was stress related. I mean, that fucking wrecks every part of your body if it needs to, you know? And I feel that fucking super hard, dude. Like fucking stress. Like, have you watched the, I'm not like a diehard fan of it, but, I just recently watched the Neil Brennan, Blocks stand-up special.
Haven't seen his. I've heard of his name.
Yeah. He's funny. Like it was like, but like his whole thing was like, it was a stand-up special, but it had like some deeper elements to it, and it was so true. Where essentially there's a big, background of wall where there's all these like ledges for all these blocks that was like a weed symbol, a cross, a woman's shoe, a money bag, all this different stuff. And he kind of slowly talks about each thing in a funny way, but also with this underlying thing of depression, and how he's like, essentially at the end, he gets around to, he's like, all these things on their own are manageable, but it's the fact that it's all of those things at the same time that makes it so fucking hard to deal with. And I've personally fucking been on a fucking mental health hell trip in the last 2, 3, 4 months. I mean, like I've always dealt with depression my whole life, but or not my whole life. That's fucking bullshit. I wasn't fucking 5 and like, God damn it, I'm depressed. You know, but like, you know, like in like my biggest thing, like, and one day I'll release my acoustic album and it'll be, you know, people will be like, holy shit, because it's all really depressing shit. But like, it really is. It's just like, it's hard to fucking balance that shit in your brain where it's like, especially when stuff is going well. That was my whole thing in Chicago, where it was like I was living the like exact dream that I wanted to live. Like I was going to school for audio production design. Like I was in I had like a what do you call it, an elective class that was really DJing, and then I was learning how to like properly like mix and master music, like, and then I had tons of fucking friends that were in the same shit or in a film, and like everything was going perfectly. And I'd never been more depressed in my entire life, and it was like, what the fuck is happening? It was like my life, like I've always looked forward to this. Like, what is this cruel trick my brain is playing on me? And honestly, I don't really know what brought me out of it. Like, and like, I mean, it's like, not to be too depressing, but like, I was fucking, I got to the point where it was like, I was, like I would go out, and my roommates and all my friends and family had no idea. And I would go to the 7-Eleven near me, buy a bottle of something, and then I'd go walk out to a bridge, and then I'd drink until like maybe I have it tonight, maybe I could do it tonight, and it never happened. And I'm sure that never happened for a reason, but it would be like maybe tonight will be the night, and it was like so fucked. And that's there's so much of my acoustic album is written from that time period where it's like I'm literally like exactly where I want to be, but I feel worse than I've ever felt in my entire life. And it was like, that is some fucking torture shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, brain, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
And it went away. I mean, like time passed. I met a girl, fucking Olivia, she helped me out a bunch. We're not together anymore, but like, that was a great era. And time passed, and that didn't happen anymore. But it was just like, that still happens now to this day, where it's like I'm now like again back in I'm in Milwaukee, I'm making music. I just fucking played the Miramar. That's something I always wanted to do my entire life, and it's like again I'm back to like the worst I've ever felt, and it's like fucking damn. Like that's why I posted that thing where of like I need to like reset, because like I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Like my mental health runs rampant in my family, and with everything from addiction to suicide. And it's like, and that's one day will be the fucking title of the album, whatever, something related to essentially. And that's like the single, whatever, is I don't want to die, I just want to take a break for a while. Like I don't want to leave this earth. I love my parents, love my brothers, love my friends, my family, I love music, but it's like, God damn, like sometimes it's just like, fuck, I just want to be gone for a little bit. That's not an option, you know?
Dude, that's fucking deep. That's fucking deep.
It's unloaded.
Yeah, like I'm coming from a place where like man, like do you have resources to like get it all good, and you got homies and stuff here?
And that's why I'm so fucking grateful, and I feel so bad for people who don't. Especially, honestly, the biggest thing is, this was people that I've had in my life who have had similar things where their parents have been like, you know, like get over it, or like pray, you know?
Sure, right.
It's just like my parents are like, I'm very grateful for my parents. Like they're like, let's get you help. Let's fucking, you know, do therapy, whatever. And I'll do whatever it takes. And that's the thing, is that it's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm going to take whatever steps it takes to get back where I'm. And that's what I think. That's why I fucking posted shit being like, I'm going to be pieced out for the rest of the year. Cause it's like, it's time to fucking readjust. It's like, sometimes this shit happens. Depression sucks. I'm fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
There's resources set up. I mean, there's free resources, even for people. That's what frustrated me with certain people in my life, where it's like they're struggling with stuff and they choose to make no progress on it. I'm struggling where I'm at, but it's like I'm gonna fucking do what I can to fucking change that. And I've been in dark places before. I always fucking get out of it, because I got fucking shit to say. I got things to do. You know, it's like that's what people. I'll talk to people about it, where it's like, you know, they got. I'll say depressing shit like I just said, but it's like I gotta see Thailand first. I gotta see Vietnam. Like there's places, there's things I gotta do. There's things I gotta see. There's things I gotta say. Like I'm not going anywhere. It's just fucking like, you know, shit is depressing sometimes. It's a shitty. Like there's suicide in my life. There's whatever, but it's like I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking regardless, I would never put that on my fucking mom or dad. You know what I mean? Like they're so loving. I got it, like it sucks. It's like I happen to have a fucking metabolism thing where a lot of depression medicine doesn't work on me, which is unfortunate. But it's like, you know what? Then I'll fucking do yoga.
Sure.
You know, like I'll fucking do things that don't require medicine. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I've been low and I've been high, and it's gonna fucking keep. Hopefully one day it'll just be a consistent high. I mean, no, obviously nobody's ever always fucking chilling all the time. Mm-hmm. Obviously there's ups and downs, but like, you know, I was the lowest I ever was in Chicago, And then I fucking wrote one of my favorite songs ever, which was Sandy Point. And then those friends that were around me during that lowest time all came out to that place that's literally called Sandy Point, and we fucking did a music video there and came back, and it was like, and then I was out of it. And it's like, if there's every fucking 3-4 years some dips, like, I'll take that all day,
Yeah.
baby. Like, it's gonna come back again. Like, maybe this is just time. Maybe it's time to go fucking record another music video,
Right.
and maybe it's time to fucking. It's just hard because, like, if you're electronic artist, it's like, fucking party, baby. And it's like, and so it's like, oh well, maybe I should start releasing my acoustic stuff now. But it's like, goddamn, then Spotify will never know what the fuck I am. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter what Spotify thinks though.
But then people ever hear it if Spotify can't tell what I am? If I'm releasing electronic bangers and deep acoustic songs at the same time, the same account,
Yeah.
would ever be
I
pushed
think
to the
so.
right people? Will people ever hear it?
I haven't, from personal experience, I haven't had much luck from Spotify itself as like, I guess there's a Spotify radio and like the similar
playlisted.
artists getting playlisted. There are other, and then like I've been listening to some music marketing podcasts too, and it seems like the playlisting industry is just fucking cloggy right now with just so many people. It's just dirty already, as the
Yeah.
music industry always has been, where like people with money own these playlists and you can only get a spot on if you pay them a
Yeah.
handsome amount of money. But dude, Submit Hub I think has been a really good outlet, if you know what that is.
I use that shit.
Yeah,
Dude.
Submit Hub's been chilling. Like there are some pretty good people on there that
Yeah,
I've
dude,
worked with.
that's how Funkin' MKE got some plays. Like,
Yeah.
people really fucking liked that.
And there's
one.
different ways to market your music too. I think you were talking on your last podcast about like playing shows and having people come back and listening to your music, which I agree. That's some of the ways that I genuinely enjoy the music that I find is seeing a show and going for the headliner and then seeing the opener and having no idea what they
Yeah.
are and then just being like, what the fuck?
So yeah, it's one of the coolest
listening back.
feelings to like not know the artist and then see them and then go home and be like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, and just like really having that whole idea of like who they are and then like diving into the music is like everything. So, but as far as like music marketing, man, like doing shows is huge, but like I feel like if you just marketed yourself as Celestial, the artist, like
Think
you
so?
don't have to box yourself into like a certain genre. And I've thought about that too, social sake. Like if I wanted to do like a song that was like, if I ever dabbled into like techno or something like that, and it's been on the back of my mind for a while, just
Hell
like
yeah.
just like learning how to do
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
sweet. But nothing is holding me back from being like, no, I can't release like a 5-song EP of like house techno music if I
Yeah.
don't want to.
It just like should.
You don't
in
know
my
until you
mind-
try,
Right. In my mind, it's just like, do I release it under another name? Like, do I just start another project? And like,
Up to you.
I know, right?
Up to you.
And that's just the fucking
Celestial is you though, is the thing.
right. That's the thing. And when I started out doing Celestial, my whole thing was, and that's why I have chill songs released that are like acoustic songs and shit. Like, it's because when I started out, like I always thought like I would create a record label called Well Done Records, and the whole idea was, if it's good, release it. It doesn't matter what the fucking intricate blah 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 is on on the song itself. If it's good, you should release it. But then it was like, am I limiting my audience because I'm confusing people on what I am versus just creating a different persona for people to go then listen to it? Like, but then I see somebody like Grizz, who has his extremely heavy, like literally, like, I mean, he used to be electronic funky, and it was very awesome, whatever. And he still is awesome. But then it's like super heavy dubstep, and then he has his low key stuff, and it's like, and it works out fine for him. And so it's like maybe it's a matter of just waiting until the right time is there. But it's like my
Dude.
music isn't like chill, like,
Right.
vibey stuff. It's like super depressing shit, which is like a polar opposite of what I
Yeah.
release.
I mean, I have heard of artists doing like the complete different project things, but I feel that if you wanted to, especially at this point, like if you want to take music all the way, I would think that like, man, if you just like diversified your music and you could have that ability to be like, hey, I'm playing at this place, doing a more acoustic set, people kind of like get that idea of like you. Because I feel like with a lot of music, is from my perspective, like with Social Sig, it's like I'm selling like my authenticity. Like I'm not trying to put out a face of like who I'm not and like really brand it a certain way. Like I'm just trying to be like me as possible and put it out into the world. And I feel like if you did that too with like your other side of music, like acoustic and funk, like dude, just bundle it all together and like fucking like Celestial.com, like, and just like your merch and everything. And I feel like if you just kind of like kept all your ducks in the same basket, just like really like went at it, like people.
Dude, I think, dude, that's good to hear, honestly, because like I've heard it from so many different, like, from my, like, because I got a minor in music business in Chicago, and like all of them were like, fuck that, dude, like fucking dude does different shit. But it's like all the musicians that I talk to are like, fucking release the shit that you have and
Just
that
put
means
it
something to
out,
you.
man.
Like it shouldn't matter, but it's just like then it makes me think. Then people come to my Spotify profile, and then like my song like Sandy Point is number one, and then it's like, I want to fucking open up for some electronic artist. They go look at my shit, and it's like they listen to it, and it's like, oh, this is like depressing shit. Why would this be the person that I should have open for me or be a support on a tour or whatever? But it's like, also, should I care? Who fucking
Right.
cares? Maybe
Right.
I should just release the
'Cause
music.
I feel
And
like
that was
if
my
you're
whole thing in the
if
first
you're
place.
at that point where an artist is looking at your profile to like bring you onto a show, I feel so. Say someone goes to one of your like a funk set of yours and is like, "Fuck, man, that was such a good time." They're not gonna second guess you if you had like some more acoustic sad boy stuff on there. Also, like I don't know how much people read into the bio. Like when you were saying before, like your parents asking how to describe their music. I was just reading a book. Like you want to like really dial in like a five. You might have like heard this in like music business. I haven't taken any music business classes, but just like 5 words, just a really short consumable thing that like really shows who you are. And it's gonna be always changing for me, but I just go off of like indie skate punch apple wave
Oh,
and
fuck
just like
yeah.
some shit that you would
I
like
like that.
instead of like rock and roll, like Milwaukee rock and roll or something like that. It's just so broad. Like you want something that people would be like, whoa, what is that? I want to listen to. But man, if you just it sets you apart. Really,
It does,
it sets you apart having that diversity.
And that's the truth of it. And it's fun to be different. But then it's like, then I see electronic artists who, and like Tie-Dye Kai is an artist that I think of, and he's a legend, and I love him, whatever he does. But like a big person in the electronic community, Charles the First, died a couple years ago, and he has been releasing like depressing ass music ever since, and I feel like it's maybe even hindering his bookings or the music that gets suggested to other people, whatever. But besides the community that supports him already, that's the thing, is that I don't have a huge community already that's going to be supporting me whatever I do. And so if somebody's going to come listen to my music, and maybe wants me for open or maybe wants me for whatever, if they want to give me a full listen through, they're going to know that I can do more than just whatever, either side, whether it's depressing shit or acoustics, not even necessarily depressing shit, but acoustic shit and electronic shit. But that's the thing, is that in the back of my head, I want to do the electronic shit. I want to fucking festivals. I want to go crazy. I want to fucking go super hard. But there's a lot of times where it's fucking hard to make that fucking upbeat, crazy, funky party shit when I'm not in that mood. Like, it's hard to make dancing stuff when you're not in a dancing mood, especially when you're rarely in a dancing mood and you're a little bit of a rut.
Right.
Versus it's a lot, and that's what I'll do. And in the meantime is I'll make acoustic stuff. And so really, I mean, it's like either way, eventually I'm going to release it. It really just comes down to, do I release it as Celestial or do I start a new project?
And I feel like if you haven't put on an album, have you? Like a full kind of thing. I feel like if you put on an album with a little bit of both,
that's what I'm thinking.
Kind of fucking sick.
That's what I'm thinking, is doing like not releasing music for a while potentially. Like so maybe potentially even doing a tour like what I was planning on doing, of touring in fall and not releasing anything all of next year, and then in 2024 having essentially a double album of doing 12 songs of electronic and 12 songs of acoustics. The acoustic song, I already have like 18 songs of acoustic stuff. I have more acoustic stuff than electronic by far.
Dude.
But it's like, I don't like all the acoustic stuff is like fucking depressing as shit. And it's like, I want to promote maybe even positivity. And that's a whole fucking thing in and of itself. 'Cause I'm a huge Grizz fan. Grizz is always like show love, spread love, whatever. And even that, and he's always been a fucking inspiration. And I've even struggled with that, of being like, I don't know if I am a fucking show love, spread love guy. Like, I'm fucking, life is rough. Like, life is depressing. Like, I don't know if I really am a go lucky guy. I might be a little more cynical. And why am I trying to change that?
Right. Because it really just boils down to, like, also you looking back on your discography of, like, I mean, was it Pablo Picasso who went through that blue phase or whatever? It's like, you don't have to make depressing music forever. Maybe, like, around the time that you're fucking killing it, when you're, like, 30 and maybe 25. And
also, like, I feel like I if I could somehow figure it out, making depressing electronic music would be kind of wild.
I was gonna ask that too.
I want to try to do it, but I've tried to, and it's just like
you need a lot of synth.
It's weird, dude.
A lot
it's
of
like
synth and bass.
Like, instead of it being like you have like a pre-drop vocal, or it's like like I fucking love Taboo, and it's like one of his best drops is like, I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries, and it's like great line, great drop, whatever, and then it's like, have a crazy drop and being like, I'm struggling with my mental health. Wham, wham. I would love to figure out. I feel like there's an angle you could do with it, but
I'm thinking like beach house vibes. Like, I don't know what your acoustic stuff sounds like,
cool.
But like just really like slow electric.
Andy Schaaf?
Yeah, man.
My
yeah, dude. What? I feel like not a lot of people know about Andy Schaaf.
Dude, I saw Andy. I saw Foxwarren, dude.
Foxwarren. I don't know if I know.
That's his side project.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I saw it at the Empty Bottle in Chicago.
I saw Andy at the Collectivo back room.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. One of the last shows I saw before
his new single
COVID.
today, I think.
Did he?
Yeah,
wow,
dude.
Man.
Yeah, big Andy Schaaf fan. But I feel like my acoustic stuff is a lot of like Andy Schaaf meets like Bon Iver's 22 a Million. Like a lot of like harmonies and like stories, like harmonies and stories. Like, it's not it's like a lot of like no, I guess that's honestly as far as it goes. A lot of harmonies and stories.
You'd be surprised, man, because like
Like maybe that should just be like Sully instead of Celestial. Maybe
Yeah.
that would just be less confusing.
So I heard you say that, bring that up on the last podcast of like, there's that one dubstep producer that took that name, Sully. That's such a good name,
fucked
dude.
me, dude.
That's your first name, Sully?
I technically Sullivan.
Sullivan. Who's Sullivan?
It could be Philip. That's my middle name.
Philip.
Or it could be Gay.
Sully P. Is your last name Gay?
Yeah.
Sully P. Gay.
Sully P. Gay. It's technically Guay, so it's like.
Sure.
It's my grandpa supposedly we pronounce it Gay in his honor, but we did a fucking he hired somebody to like do a deep dive into our like family history.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be pronounced fucking Guay.
Guay.
So I fucking dealt with a bunch of fucking
high school must have been.
I mean,
in
honestly,
Cedarburg.
high school wasn't terrible. It was fucking elementary school.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I was gay boy for fucking a long time, dude.
Wow, man.
I mean, you could have fucking. I mean, my middle name was Iz for a lot of years.
Is.
You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my middle name was Iz for a while. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that maybe that probably
fucking middle
taxed
schoolers.
some fucking weight on me to be a little stronger, but
Man,
it was just like, oh, come on, man. Like after we got the like the guy like my grandpa literally like spent tons of money to like hire like a fucking guy to like super deep dive into our like family history, and he was like, it's Guay.
Dude, you should go as Guay.
I mean, that's the thing.
Reinvent yourself.
But now
it's fucking Guay.
But now everybody that has known me is gonna be like, oh, you're calling it Guay now, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could just say you did a deep dive on your family history. Yeah,
dude, it's even more bullshit is that the fucking my dad has one brother on that side, and they grew up in Illinois, and despite my grandpa's wishes, they pronounced it Guay the whole time. But my dad decided we're gonna fucking do Gay, and it was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude.
Wow,
I didn't find that out until way later, and it was like my dad's brother. We would call him they lived in Cary, Illinois. We call them the Cary Guays, and it was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. We could have been the Guays.
Just rip me out of my childhood, dude.
Oh my god, dude. We could have been the Guays. You gotta be kidding me.
Guay sounds cool.
It does sound cool. It's French. That's a French name.
That's what I thought, yeah. It's a French ass name, Yvonne.
It's a French ass name. My grandpa's like, oh.
Dude, yeah, I think you could go as Guay. I don't know.
I mean, Guay would even be a cool fucking artist name, but it's like,
is it too late?
I'd have to do like GWA or Y or something like that. 'Cause it's like, I just know, like, I thought about even going as Guay when I moved to Chicago. But it's like I knew that I'd have homies coming down and being like, you're not Guay. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but a fucking river coming
Fuck
down.
Fuck 'em, dude. Fuck 'em.
I know. And it's like, oh, so you've been pronouncing your name as Gay the whole year and you just avoided it? And, I mean, honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like, Gay means happy if you want to fucking really be a bitch about it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like it definitely, like, created some, like, self armor, you know. You got strong, and then like I even realizing of being like, you know, some, especially when I got to middle school, it was like I was mature enough to be like, you know, people, you know, make a joke and then being like, oh yeah, I'm gay as fuck, and then
you kind of gotta own it.
Exactly, and then they don't know how to come back at that,
right.
Like if you
really
seen
the Life of Pi.
Oh yeah,
it's like P. His name is P or Piss.
Exactly. It's like if you accept it and you like you know, play along with the joke they tried to make at you, and then you turn it around and accept it, it totally takes the fucking oomph out of it.
Oh yeah.
They don't know what to do.
They only want the reaction.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. And so
maybe who you are today, though, that's for sure.
Honestly, that's the thing, is that it's like I wouldn't regret it. But it's like if I had kids though, I think I'd do Guay. They don't need to deal with that shit, dude. Like, dude, my grandpa will be dead. My dad doesn't give a fuck. So it's like, also as if my grandpa would ever know. He refuses to use the internet.
As long as it's spelled the same, I feel like Guay.
I mean, either way, it's Guay. Like, you can fucking suck dicks if you want to fucking, you know, be.
I feel like that type of spelling is like gouet. Like if I was a substitute teacher and I was like, "Do you have a gouet here?" I wouldn't say gay.
That's the thing.
It's like
They would.
gouet.
And that's the thing is that like it was always like, do I correct them? Like,
Right.
is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like at that point, I'm just doing myself dirty.
Yeah. Right.
Like even like the like people that I work for now, they're like Sully guy, and I'm like, it's gay, and they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. You got
like-
lucky with that U too, though.
I did get yucky at the U. I mean, if it was just GAY, I would just fucking fully accept it. But it's
know.
like, since the fact that once we got the like results back, my grandpa was
I
like,
feel like that's even a cool name, Gay.
yeah, dude, it's fucking, what's his face? What's the fucking basketball
The runner,
guy?
or was it the runner or the? I think there's a Olympic
Rudy?
runner. Last name Gay. There's a sprinter, I believe,
been
in the
plenty
100
of-
meter.
I mean, either
But
way.
regardless,
A lot
man,
of, lot
I
of good
feel
gay guys.
yeah, that's tricky being an electronic artist, though. I feel like as a, I don't know, man, just
It's
be an
tricky in
artist.
Milwaukee. People don't quite know what I am, and it's fair enough.
Yeah, my bad for. I was gonna
No,
say
no,
too
no,
for like
no.
DJing the party here. I had no idea what you had to bring. Like I didn't know like your.
Yeah, no,
I've
that's
never
totally
seen you play
fair.
before.
And
So,
I wasn't.
dude,
That was the thing is I didn't know exactly what you were asking for either.
Uh-huh.
And like that is totally like, that's why it's so hard because there's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing here in Milwaukee specifically.
Sets you apart, man. I feel like use that to your advantage. You know?
I mean, then that's the goal for sure. And it's just like it's just a bummer because a lot of the people that are around our age group, it's like techno or like house. There's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing, but that's okay. But because again, like I got my foot in the door at the Miramar. I was very happy to
That was sick,
open
yeah.
that, and so it's like that's a start. And I really hope to create a little bit of a scene here. It just sucks that as of now, it's not really existing, but it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, I was doing the shows at Marn of the Milwaukee Artist Resource Network, and they're fucking awesome, and I love them. And all the people there are fucking so nice, so supportive. But like, I don't, I did a couple shows for them, but it's like I'm not gonna do that again because I'm not gonna be doing background shows the same way that Social Sig might not do
Cocktail hour.
a cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Right. And but it's like it's only gonna be destructive for me to do those types of shows, but it's like, sometimes I could use a couple extra bucks.
Right.
So
right.
I'll do it, but like after that I've been like, all right, I'm not doing it anymore because it's like that's just confusing it more and more. Even when I did the River West 24 thing where I was like the MC,
Sure.
where it was like that's confusing, and I figured that I wasn't even. I thought for sure it was gonna get shut down before I played a set that night, but I did get to play a set that night, which was super fun. But it was just like it is a very different, and it's just like there's not really anybody else doing that here. But I have chose to stay in Milwaukee to keep doing this because it's existed in Milwaukee before. It can exist again. And I don't want to just be like, oh, I just need to go to Colorado because that's where all of this is happening. Like, why can't we have this here too?
Dude, and seeing the your house party, I don't know if it was maybe people just thinking it was a house party, but man, people were fucking dancing, dude. That vibe was amazing, and I think people were there to see because you promoted it as like your single dropping and everything. That night was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, people definitely knew what they were. That's the thing is that people know when they come to our shows, or my shows when it's curated that I do it. They know what they're coming to. It's just like, I think they love the shows and they love the energy and they love the power and the shit I bring to the table. But I just don't know if are at the point yet of listening to it on their own. And that's just part of the battle. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. That's so different from like an indie band from like my perspective too, because I got singles and we play the same similar songs every fucking time. Maybe switch up some parts, but like people just come to kind of see the show, and maybe that Yeah, and I feel like I can't speak from your perspective as
Well, I
an
mean, yeah,
electronic artist, you know?
it's a lot of the same thing where I'm playing a lot of my original songs with other songs just, before and after them and all worked in, but um it's also like a weird thing even with booking openers where it's like I don't know how to fucking like sometimes I don't know how to book them because it's like it's dubstep and then all of a sudden it's like then we just lost the crowd because I'm not a dubstep artist and the people who are coming to see me are not expecting dubstep. And then all of a sudden it's like, wah, 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 and it's like, ah, fuck, now I lost them.
Sure.
But I also want to support those other electronic artists in the area. And so
Right.
it's just like, God damn.
Oh, man. That is a tricky thing to navigate. Do you think like having not a residency, but like having your foot in the door more often when like similar acts come to the Miramar to get your foot in there and open for them?
That's what I would hope would continue to happen, but that's the problem is that like that's why like when Sodown came and I opened for him, it was perfect because he's not full dubstep and he's not full house, and so I was a perfect opener for him. But that's not like a lot of people for this genre, especially now, are one way that they're either super heavy dubstep or they're house like light stuff, and it sucks because it's like I want to stay in Milwaukee. I want to create this scene, and I'm doing my fucking best to do it, and I'm gonna continue to fucking do it. But that whole like expansion of what electronic music can be is already happening in Colorado, for example. That's where it's happening.
Denver or just like Colorado?
Pretty much all of Colorado. And like I just talked to my brother before I came here, and I was saying how like the reason like I'm still even here in general is 'cause it's like or the reason I'm literally seeing it pay off is opening for Sodown, because Sodown obviously had a show in Denver. He's from Denver. He played a show in Denver on his tour, and an artist that I listen to and look up to opened for him, Marvel Years. And it's like, if I was there right now, I would have never opened for him.
Right.
He has huge people
Right.
that can open for him, but here I can start to make my name. So my whole thing is, I'll make my name here. I'll do my best for electronic shit, and then at some point maybe I'll go to Colorado.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be once I have some reason to be there. It's not gonna be now because I don't have enough music or credibility to really hold up there. But in the meantime, I might have enough music and credibility to hold up in this scene in Milwaukee.
Sure. It's like big fish, small pond kind of thing.
Exactly. I'd rather have a little bit of a fucking. I'd rather have some big dick energy going into Colorado.
What's up, Colorado? Do you know Dream Bay?
I've heard of Dream Bay.
Miles, he's a EDM artist. I know he's living in Milwaukee for a while, and we just did a song together. He's my
yes, I
vocals
listened
on
to
it.
that song.
Oh yeah, you checking it out?
Yes,
Man, yeah. He's out in Denver. He just played like a sold out show too, opening with another dude doing like a back to back kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't know Denver was kind of popping like that with EDM. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
Or
it's
electric.
definitely the circle of the. I mean, it's where everybody is. It's where all my heroes live there. Even the fucking like heroes, like this artist Closey, who is a female French producer who was like already successful in France, and then was like, I'll even be more successful in Denver. Wow. So she moved from France to Denver, and now she lives in Denver.
Damn.
So it's just like everybody lives in Denver. So it's just like, I feel like I could make my name here first, man, and then go there.
You're fucking 22. Like, still so
Right.
young in the greater scheme of things.
Right.
But, like, just keep fucking working your ass off and getting, like, opportunities like the Miramar type of thing. That's, like, my mentality, too, is, like, when bigger acts come to town, like getting those
Yeah,
opportunities.
that
and
really
then-
was like the first, like one of the first things after living in Milwaukee of like a clear, like, what do you call it? A monumental moment of like, this is a clear thing that this is working. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to, because I was going to move to Colorado after I left Chicago with River. And then it was like, I toured and it was like, I think the Midwest is like really working. So we shouldn't leave the Midwest. And then, you know, a year goes by and I play the Miramar. It's like, okay, so like this is working. Like that was a dream. Dream succeeded. Why am I overthinking it? This is working. So I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. You keep playing shows outside of Midwest too.
Mm-hmm.
Use it as a home base.
Yeah.
Get your name out there. And I think too with the internet, man, like, I don't know, are you on TikTok?
I am.
Yeah, dude, it's so tricky to figure out. Fuck TikTok, but
Yeah, dude, it's I hate it, but I
hate it so much.
Dude, I post all, you know, clips from all my shows and shit, and then I just like went like somewhat viral from my fucking car getting broken into.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
And it was like, oh cool.
So like use those like random ass viral moments to like somehow get people over
I know,
to your
right?
music.
I'm like, yeah.
Jacob Slade, who does guitar on Social
Oh, yeah,
Sig,
Jacob's a fucking legend.
he fucking like we've talked about all the time about trying to get TikTok going and.
I see him on there all the time.
Yeah,
bro.
man. And then he'll post like, what did he just post today? This one chick had like this fake, like maybe it was a dildo or something, and she like stretches the dildo out like really far, and he just like had that like side by side reaction video, and he's like, when she stretches it out, he's like. And that like got pushed so far,
Yeah,
man. Like
dude.
so many people.
Yes.
And then he'd be like, I don't know if he does this, but just like trying to get people over to like check out my music.
Yeah, dude. I see Jacob all the time on my fucking TikTok.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's
I love
grinding,
it.
man. It's a grind.
It's a grind. It feels so dumb, but it's like so effective.
Yeah.
Like it's unbelievably effective.
For getting it to people, like random people.
Yeah.
It's really good for that.
It's unbelievably like it works.
Yeah.
Like it's been proven to work again and again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking promoting on TikTok is like maybe the best way to promote music now.
Right.
Which is insane.
You just got to figure out for yourself, you know? It's like,
I wish it existed when I was living in Chicago because I had a manager at the time and we put out crazy amounts of content. And I wish we could, I mean, we should go, one day I'll go back maybe and fucking post all that shit. but,
recycle.
like, oh my God, dude. It was just, I had a manager and we would get fucking drunk. We had fucking, we had live, like during the pandemic, we had like a music festival that we did all live streaming and everybody sent us their things, and I had like comedy bits between each artist where I had like
sick.
I had like artist news and like artist basketball and like all these things where I had like comedy bits,
Dude.
and it was just like, you know, we did it on Twitch, and
Sure.
that was it, and then it was like whoever was there that day saw it, and that was it. But like if we did that on fucking TikTok now,
Yeah.
who knows?
Dude, man. Yeah, just curating that kind of stuff and just like staying consistent with it. I think the algorithm really loves.
Oh yeah, Algrim was allowed to post a fucking thing every day, and I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
I do not have enough content for a thing every day.
Yeah.
But that's what everybody says is that like you want to get famous, keep posting. It's like,
Dude, I heard, what is it? TikTok a day, Instagram a week, YouTube a month.
just like I don't got that in me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can do an Instagram post a week, like when I really care. I mean, it's easy to do when you're playing a lot of shows because you can just fucking post
Totally.
the pictures.
Totally.
Or like if you're releasing a new song, post that shit. But like, then it's like when you have a little break, it's like that's the thing. When I did that fucking, when I was just like, I turned down all the shows that I was offered for December, and it was just like, I just need to be fucking done, dude. Like I do not want to worry about doing that, but it's like everything I learned about music business in fucking music business school was social media is fucking everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sucks.
Right.
It should
right.
be the music, but
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is music. It's
Should-
fucking bullshit.
Yeah. It really, yeah. And I've been talking to a few people about this too. It's like your music and your business side of it should go hand in hand. And I think you do a really good job about marketing yourself. When I first met you in person, you gave me a business card. It was like fucking sick, dude. But
I get
like,
shit for that all the time.
I loved it. I loved it. And
I was like, "You're related to Mike? No fucking
Yeah,
way,
man,
dude." I was like,
yeah.
"I totally see it."
yeah, that was like right after that at Steph's house.
It
that
was,
outdoor
yeah.
rainy
I remember it
show.
so clearly.
And that was one of the not worst, but like crappier sets that I felt I played. But everyone's like, that was fucking sick. But I was just like internally like, I could have done so much better, like kind of thing. It was raining and like my whole pedal board was like getting rained on, my amp, and I was like in my head about that the whole time. But it was cool. And like also
cool.
like right before we started playing, it started raining, and I was like, we were watching the storm roll in, and I was like, there's no way we're gonna play. And I got really high then too, and we're like, oh shit, we're actually playing.
Yeah.
But it was a fun show
I was
regardless.
gonna say, even like the rain probably made it even cooler.
It literally, and I should have, like, looking in hindsight, like, man, having that mentality of like really owning the rain would have like, and we got through it for sure, and
Oh my
like
God,
everyone
yeah. I
fucking
remember
had a
it
good
being
time.
a fucking awesome
Oh,
time.
yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure.
Like, I just get in my head about the tiny
Oh my God, dude!
nitpicky shit.
If I smoke before I play, I am donezo, dude. If there was gonna be if there was any chance of fucking what do you call it stage presence, if I smoke, it's gone, dude. I am fucking nervous as shit. I never like I smoked the first time before, like I've been like super anti smoking before I play. Like I'll drink literally like unbelievable amounts before I play, and I'll still do well. But then I'll have like one thing, and even like I did the Marn show at the gallery thing, and I smoked a little bit like 3 hours before I was going on, and it was like immediately I was like, this is such a bad idea. I fucking hate this. I'm so stressed.
Can't go back to
Like
you
can't go back, dude. I'll just like, I mean, and now that was like the reminder of like, okay, I definitely can't do that, but like, like I can smoke after if I really want to smoke. I mean, I'm not a really person that like smokes weed that anymore, or buys weed that much anymore, or whatever. But it's like, either way, sometimes I like to smoke weed, but it's certainly not before I perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Time and place.
It makes me fucking nervous as shit.
Yeah. Just escalates everything.
Oh my God, dude. It's like, oh my God, there's a lot of people here.
right.
You know?
Really
It's
like reading people's reactions so deeply.
yeah, it's like, did I wear the right thing?
But man, yeah, you promote yourself really well.
Some people
as
think
an
I'm a
artist.
dick because I give them, they're like ask me for my number, and I'll give them my card, and they're like, oh, fuck you, dude. And I'm like, dude, my number's on the card.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay.
They could come off as pretentious.
Yeah, I know. I could totally see that, but it's like and then people will like attack me because I'll give them the card, but it's like, I'm like, yeah, no, my number's on the card. I'm not being like, yeah, no, just email me. You know, I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, we could either be in the fucking packed crowd right now exchanging numbers. I could give you my number on a card, but and then that thing that all the people, as long as they give me a second to explain myself when I give them the card, then they're always cool with it. But there's definitely been people where they're like, are you big timing me?
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
no, dude, my name's on there. My number's on there.
I'm just
Like,
trying,
What are you
man."
talking about? And then they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like,
Right.
well, I'm not fucking a dick, dude. Like, what do you think? We're in a backyard.
Right,
You think I'm gonna
right.
big time you, dude? What are you talking about?
Like, reach out to me when you have 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
Well, going back to like the marketing side of it, being hand in hand with your artistry and your music, like I read this in that same book I was reading. It was like your music and your art, your like marketing side of your your brand, your music, and everything, that can be looked at like super businessy and like technical and like kind of shitty, or you could look at it like an art in itself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like I really kind of flipped my mindset into thinking like, oh shit, like this is like really I mean, I've always loved marketing. I'm a marketing major, and like always have been done a good job about like promoting myself, especially through like online, which is hard as fuck for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like using that as like an art form in itself has really been kind of key. And like the way you conduct business and like even networking is fucking art if you want to
Oh
look at
yeah.
it, you know?
And that's why fucking Teo, if you're listening to this, Teo used to be my manager in Chicago, and like it really like it made all of the marketing like super fun. Like it just took, for me, it just took like a person like having me, like pushing me a little bit and like making like comedy bits and like doing all these sorts of crazy comedy and like fun promotional things. And now that I haven't had him, not that I've still done all sorts of shit, but like it really like was fun having somebody like making it like you said, like an art of like doing like, making a fucking like during COVID doing a virtual music festival, getting like 6 to 10 people to like send us their sets, and then me and him fucking around making little like comedy bits between each thing and like promoting myself as an artist and whatever. And it was like that was fun and effective. And now it's like I feel like I'm just like trying to make fucking promos, trying to like, I feel like it's a chore now more versus when I was with him and it was fucking super fun.
Yeah.
But like it really is a chore because it's just like, you put so much work into your songs, and then it's, you post a fucking like picture of yourself and it gets tons of likes, and then you post about your new song coming out and it's like a third, and it's like I put a year of work into that song,
Right.
and it's like that's getting like a third of what fucking people like. Like do I have to put my face in it for it to be fucking? And honestly, my face was in Funkin' MKE, and I released it. I mean, it definitely helped that I got playlisted, but like my body was in. That was a fucking successful song for me, at least on a small scale. But it was like, god damn it, dude! Like they're like, you fucking I posted a picture with my brother, and it's like, goes really well, and then I post a promo, and it's like, I'm sure you've had that feeling. I even fucking my greatest heroes are like, like Grizz, where he's like, he posts a picture with him and his dog, and he's like, I just got like 100,000 likes on that, and then I posted a picture of like the album cover of my next album that I spent like 3 years making, and I got like a fourth of that.
Right.
And it's just like, god damn it, dude. Like,
it makes sense
fuck.
too, because like and I've been just like, as a student of the algorithm, it just really seems that if it's a picture that like people will double tap right away, it's gonna like put it at the top of the newsfeed when people
it keeps
open the
pushing
app,
through,
and people will see that. Dude, the fucking our last show at the back room, there's a picture of me crowd surfing, and like I strategically, that's a fucking dope ass photo.
I
Shout
say
out
that.
leah.com on Instagram for taking that photo, but strategically put that as the first one because it's a fucking sick photo, and it was also a wide, and I just cropped it so it's the bigger one. And like, you want to take up as much space as you can on the newsfeed.
Yep.
But like, dude, it got like, it's at like 1,100 likes. I've never broke like 800 before.
Exactly.
It's fucking insane.
Then you post a fucking like, hey, new song, and it's like not even close.
Yeah.
Like I'll get, and which is cool too. I felt the same thing with like when I posted pictures of me opening at the Miramar. It was like tons of fucking likes, and then but it's like that's awesome. Like it's true that is a huge moment for me, and a lot of people know that that's a huge moment for me. But like, I would prefer them to not even see that, and if I could trade that for them liking, commenting, putting their story for when I put out new music, or it's like I put a year's worth of work into that song,
Right.
and I put a lot of time into the sets. I'm sure you do as well for when you're playing those shows. But it's just like, fucking A, like it's awesome that there's a success of those live shows, but like I would really love if you guys listen to the fucking music I put out too, you know?
I think it does help too with like putting a clip in there with like, if I know on Instagram now you can put music on a picture, which is kind of cool.
A little bit of a teaser.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you gotta also think of like the conversion of like getting people off the platform to go to Spotify to go and save your song or pre-save it too, is what they say.
That's like the whole fucking battle is getting them to get off of Instagram and into Spotify.
You want to get them to the song in as many little clicks as possible.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking game, but
it's a grind. It's grimy accepted.
Yeah, you gotta like really.
We chose it.
You can't expect anyone to like listen to your music without like promoting it. Like what you could do also is what I've done in the past is just like making a link with a copy and paste message that's just like, hey, just drop this new album, and sending it to fucking every follower you have.
Yeah.
And just like really like DMing them. And I do that for shows too, of just like getting people to shows. And it's cool too because like some people don't respond, which I don't really give a fuck, but like some people are like, oh, can't make this one, but I'll make the other for sure, just let me know what it is.
Yeah.
And
I did like a hat giveaway,
and it can't hurt.
And it was like it worked really well. The hat fucking costed $50, which was like, I was poor and I still had it at the time, but it was like, but the hat giveaway was successful. It got a lot of people to pre-save the song and whatever, but it was just like, fucking hey, that's like a $50 hat, man.
Yeah.
And I used to do a lot of like targeted promotions using like Instagram and Facebook, but I got hacked.
Oh, really?
All my money got taken. $2,000.
What?
Yeah.
On Instagram you got hacked?
Instagram and Facebook, because I had I still don't have access to my like Sulestial Facebook page. Like it's owned by some, and there's nobody on Facebook that is an actual human that can like help you, and so it's all like AI for the problems. And so I got $2,000 taken from me, and they were like when I really tried to get it back, they were like, well, yeah, like recover it with your email and shit. And they were like, I was like, yeah, obviously, but they changed the recovery email to their email, so I can't get it back. And so I went, it was a whole like police thing. I got the money back.
Wow.
But I can't get the Celestial Facebook page back.
Whoa.
And it's like now I don't feel comfortable doing targeted ads, which is very like useful, like doing the Instagram and Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Or you can like be like age range, interest, etc.
Totally.
It works really well. And so like when I was doing like my tour, whatever that was, like 2 years ago, and it was like I was just paying my buddy Matt Saya, who is fucking insanely good and is way better than me these days, but he was my opener for that whole tour, and I was just like, I was giving him money to promote my tour because I was too afraid to use my account again, because I was afraid that they still have it. I still don't have my Celestial page back, which sucks too, especially for the electronic scene, because a lot of the electronic scene is like 25 and up or like 24 and up. And a lot of them use Facebook, and I can't have a Facebook page. My Celestial Facebook page I don't have access to anymore, which sucks.
Dude.
It sucks. And I've trademarked Celestial, and like I still can't get it back. Like I've
tried like writing to Facebook and all that.
I've tried
shit.
everything, dude. I've tried everything. it's fucking. There's nobody at there's no humans at Facebook for problems. And so it's like you have to have super, super clear evidence, and then the AI has to recognize it
What the fuck,
as a problem, and then maybe you'll
So
get it
your
back.
Celestial Facebook page is still out there and active? You just can't...
It's active, and so I was able to post from it from my Instagram, and so if you go on my Celestial Facebook page now, you can see a final regards from me, essentially saying, "This is me posting from my Instagram. I've spent, 6 to 8 months fighting this, and I lost as of now. But in the meantime, if you're looking at this, go to my Instagram to find updates on me or email me for booking." But it's like for fucking electronic artists, Facebook is so fucking important.
Yeah.
Because that's really where the scene is on Facebook.
Dude, that's really fucking annoying.
It fucking sucks, dude. It makes me hate Facebook so much. It's like that really is where the electronic community is on Facebook.
Right.
And it's like, God damn it. Fuck you guys.
Dude, let me talk to my brother to see if he knows anyone at Facebook.
It would mean the world.
He lives in Amsterdam and works at like a tech company, and he's got a bunch of friends over there, and I know he knows some people at Instagram.
That's the thing is that I had some tech savvy people that my brothers knew that were like, I remember them being like, I mean, obviously it's way different, but it was like, they were jailbreaking shit, pirating shit, using the deep web, whatever. And I was like, I'll pay you like $1,000 fucking dollars if you can get my fucking Instagram back. Like, I'd rather lose those $2,000.
I feel like all you gotta do is just get that account deleted.
But I can't. That's the problem.
Can you make a new? I'm sure you tried everything, but like make
everything.
a new Facebook and.
That's the problem. I'd have to do like Celestial like part 2 or something, and then it's like then nobody will know what the real Celestial account is.
Sure.
Like, I didn't want to do like a part 2.
Sure.
I would rather just direct people either to my website or my Instagram.
Right.
In the meantime, let me know, man.
I'll talk to my brother.
Your brother's in fucking Amsterdam?
Yeah. He's living the fucking life, man. He's coming home for Christmas, so I'll shoot him a text, but also I'll see him Christmas, see if he knows anybody.
I'll pay him big fucking money.
Dude, he will do it for free too.
Like
just reaching out. Dude, I feel like that's just such an easy problem to fix. Just someone at Facebook just, this dude.
That's the thing is it is. There's somebody at Facebook that could just be like, like literally they like they were running ads that was like all like in a different language, and it was like Celestial, and then like all the different names, and it was like dresses and stuff. It was like fashion.
That's so annoying.
Just in different languages, and it was like
they're not making any money off of that too. Like,
and it was within 24 hours. Like I had $2,000 to my name, all gone. My entire fucking the years I spent building that page up, gone.
Fuck,
dude. Fucking.
How many followers did you have on there?
Like 600, not much.
Yeah,
but so still, good. It was like, that was from fucking like Instagram. It was like I had built that up over fucking a long time, but like Facebook was like from ground zero.
Right.
Like that was, if anybody was liking me on Facebook, it was because they genuinely liked me. They didn't. It wasn't because they were friends with me. Mm-hmm. And then it was just gone. Just like in a day, I woke up. I was out of $2,000, and then I had to fucking file a police report.
Right.
And like go to the fucking BMO people, and they were like, "So you lost $2,000 to like Joju Bang?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, "Oh fuck, am I gonna get in trouble?" It's like fucking putting a false police report. And I'm like, "Wait, no, this This is real.
Right.
It's real, but it just sounds fucking ridiculous. Like I'm having to
Just
like
got hacked.
I have to fucking take a bus ride to like the nearest BMO Harris Bank location to talk to some like old ass woman who like doesn't give a fuck and be like, yo, like my entire life just got fucked. And she's like, all right, here's the paperwork. And I'm like, God, dude, I'm struggling here. And she's like, all right. She's like, you really did this? And I'm like, did this?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
what do you mean
you
I
didn't
did
have
this?
anything.
I didn't do shit. Yeah.
When was that?
That was like my second year living in Chicago.
How many years ago?
That would have been 2019.
Okay. God, I hope their fucking security is much better now than it was.
I wouldn't be
So
surprised.
I just ran an ad like yesterday.
Yeah. I ran a lot of successful ads before that went to shit. I mean, and like maybe I, started I probably used the same password for too many accounts or something like that. That's probably what fucked me. And then of course I still use a bunch of the same passwords.
Yeah, I use the same.
Yeah. But like whatever. I mean, it was just like, God damn it! Like it really sucked for the tour because it was just like,
Right.
I'm putting so much money like into, and that's awesome for my buddy Matt, and Matt aka Saya, he's who mixes and masters my songs now.
Gotcha.
And he's fucking amazing at it. He's an amazing producer. But it was just like, God damn it, dude. It was like, man, it's fucking my tour.
Yeah.
I planned everything out. Like, it would have been dope for, like, me to promote that.
Right.
My name going out there. I'm
Right.
fucking spending hundreds of dollars, but it's going off of his account just because I want people to come regardless.
Right. That's annoying. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Fuck yeah, man. So, what do you got coming up?
I would say I got a tour in the fall.
Okay.
Tour in fall 2023.
Badass.
And then if you really are hanging around for the long run, most likely a acoustic album in 2024.
Fuck yeah, man. You should drop definitely 2023.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you should.
I think maybe I'll tour the electronic stuff, and then once that's over, maybe drop the acoustic stuff, and then do a mini tour of that.
Yeah.
I just need to pay for all the, I gotta get the vocals done.
See, I think
professionally.
because you went to Chicago, like Columbia, and like have that kind of music business, like I don't spend any money on mixing and mastering my stuff, and I use GarageBand still.
What mic are you using? Are you using a fucking
I'm using
SM58?
this one and the Yeti.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well that's impressive, dude, because your shit sounds fucking
Yeah,
fire.
dude. Thank you. Well, Austin, shout out Austin Wood, the bassist of Sulestial. He's got a mic, and for like My Last Cigarette and what's the other song? Raspberry Blue and I Swear It Evolves are different mics, but everything else is these two.
That's
I'm a
super impressive.
Big fucking proponent of just like whatever feels good to you, just fucking put it out. I'm glad I didn't have like that background, like deep industry like knowledge. I just figured it out along the way with YouTube videos.
It's
and
fucking
stuff,
clearly
man.
working, man.
Fuck yeah, thanks, man. But I think you should drop.
Dude,
I
thanks
think
for having me, man.
You should drop. Seriously, Funkin' MKE was
I'm
sick.
thinking it. I'm thinking I might.
It was sick.
You're
and,
encouraging me to.
And like I was also thinking too, dude, if you like played a set at St. Bibiana's, dude, I will be there because I love that place and just bouncing around. And
Fuck yeah,
I
man.
feel.
I'm definitely excited for people to see a different side of me someday.
Let's do more shows. Do you have any Milwaukee shows coming up as of now?
There's a show in January when there's a beer that there's a certain brewery in Milwaukee that's gonna release a new beer, and I'm gonna help
sick.
bring that into existence.
Okay, you'll post about it and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about it yet.
Okay, interesting. Fuck yeah.
But it'll be fun.
Well, check out Celestial, y'all. Celestial, y'all.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching. If you did, this is the longest podcast I've ever done
Fuck yeah.
so far. Yeah, you got the record.
Fuck yeah, baby. It tends to happen.
Fuck yeah. Peace, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.